Falcons fans, welcome the hell back in. It is episode 39 of Out of Your Falcon Mind, an Atlanta Falcons fan cast. I am your host, one of your hosts, John. I am joined by my co-host, as always, Mr. Mike Cottrell. What the hell is going on, buddy?
What is going on, buddy? I'm out of my Falcon mind with the new camera. I feel if y'all on YouTube right now, you can see my big, shiny face and big head in crystal HD now. It's amazing. And for those who can see, just before we get started, got to go up behind me. Wow.
Boom.
Matty Rain,
Damn.
Matty Ice, poster board. I got it on the wall cameras. It's dope. I love it, man. It's been
sick,
bringing
man.
me joy every time I look at it, buddy.
Yeah, you saw they went out and signed Stephon Gilmore this week.
I did. I was happy because of it. I was really happy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool seeing a team go out there and like try to really put a bunch of players around a quarterback. How about that?
They're crazy, right? That they do that now. I didn't know we're capable.
It's crazy. Yeah. So,
but out of my Falcon mind, good to be here on a special show. It's meet the host. You know,
that's right. Yeah, man.
We got a bunch of new people following us, a bunch of new listeners, and we want to just reintroduce ourselves to all the new people.
That's right. Yeah, we did like our very first show. Obviously, we did an introduction, and we keep telling people, hey, just go back and check that out. But now it's getting kind of dated because we were talking about Arthur Smith and the new regime, and we were like 5 or 6 games into the season, and our takes on TD and DQ and all that stuff back in the day. So you can still go back and listen to that, and if you can still we're not going to rehash all of that. We just had to do something a little bit different. So we're gonna we are going to discuss some Falcons news, even though there's a little bit that's happened since our last show, which, by the way, shout out to Savion Mixon for joining us on our last show. That went on for 2 hours. I didn't even realize it until I went to publish it, man. 2 hours. I was like, damn.
I was having a blast. I played that one back. I thought it was awesome. Hey, I'm going to tell you, man, I'm just being honest. I don't mean to toot our own horns, but we are getting better at this. Every time I went back all the way to 35. And I played 35, 36, and 37 and 38 again. And it was better. I don't even like to listen to my own self or my own podcast, but that is getting better and better. I'm a fan of my own podcast, if that's cool to say.
I mean, you have to be, right?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you can't be like, my podcast is like,
right. Right. But I did enjoy it. And might I say, I thought we crushed it with the one with Savion as well. And because you told me that a lot of people gave us props for the farewell Matty Ice.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't, I just go off. I want y'all to know, I just do this shit off my head. So I don't know what we said or even the jokes that got made. None of this is rehearsed. So when I go back, it's like I'm listening to it for the first time. And we did Matty good.
Yeah,
we did Matty a hell of a good farewell tribute. So if y'all want that, go back and listen to that. I thought we gave him a classy send-off.
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny, dude, because I get several people that ask me, like, hey, how much do y'all edit? Like, how much do you edit out or how much do you? Not a damn thing.
Not a thing.
Like I have not edited out one thing that we have done since we started. Like it's whatever you hear, man, is what you got. I mean,
and everything you hear came spur of the moment. Like when we do shit overrated, underrated, I think of that shit while we doing it. A whole lot of other people think of it while we doing it. Anything during the show that come out my mouth, I just look at John and John will say something or John is being silly and I can know where he's going with it and I can take it somewhere else, but nothing is re-rehearsed.
No,
like
I mean, we have a script that keeps that we try to stay on. It just keeps us on track. So we segment 1, we're going to hit this. Segment 2, we're going to hit this. 3, but we don't go into detail. We just know that's what we're going to go, and then we just see where it takes us. Because sometimes we go off on a different tangent, and that's fine. I mean, it can do that. So
and we've thrown that script away several times during the show. Like live during the show, just went completely off of it.
Yep.
So. Those are kind of cool, but I thought they're getting better every go, if I might say so myself, buddy. And I want to thank everybody for listening, man, because the viewership goes up per show, and like the interaction goes up per show. But
yeah, man, everybody that we've met on Twitter, all the cool folks, and that has been nice enough to retweet us and interact with us and share us, and all that stuff's great. I mean, our goal is to keep growing it before the season starts. So by the time preseason rolls around, Got a lot of new followers, a lot of new listeners.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we mainly operate through Twitter. Well, if you don't already know, it's out of your effing mind, just out of your and FN mind. Um, because that's just the easiest way. I mean, a lot of Falcons talk goes on there, so that's just for us. I mean, it makes most sense to really focus on that. Like, we'll eventually. I mean, we'll do a little bit of Instagram and a little bit of the Facebook, but it's for those of you that don't know, Mike and I both run small businesses. So I mean, we can't spend a ton of time on it. Like, we don't have the hours to devote to like the 5 different platforms of social media. So we just focus in on one. And I'll be honest, man. Oh, let me say first too. We were going to record this last week, but some sinus infection, pollen fucking monster has like invaded my household. So like Amanda had it, now Liam's got it, and I've had it. So that's why I may sound a little bit different because I'm just got some sinus issues going on. So if I have to sneeze, I'll mute myself so nobody I don't want to infect anybody through the radio.
Don't sneeze on your mic, buddy. Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, shit, where was I even going with that before? What was I talking about before?
You were saying that I know you was talking about how we started this.
Yeah. So we were no wait, what?
You were saying that we will hope to grow it before football season starts, because that shit'll be man, that'll be fun. I greatly look forward to it. And we keep growing like this, by the time the season starts, we'll be able to do more things, have more components, have better guests. I wouldn't say better guests, have more guests, because the guests we had, I don't think we missed yet.
No,
from Damski, having Troy on has been a blast. I'm gonna tell you, Troy, I gotta go on. Let me get this right quick. Shout out to Troy, because I played it back, and Troy makes me feel professional. Troy make me feel like I got a professional podcast. When you listen to Troy's like Pat Summerall. He keep everybody like, I don't know. It just feels more professional when Troy's involved. Like, Troy's the man. He always come with stats and shit that I wouldn't even have thought of to get. So shout out to Troy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, he'll be back on for sure as we.
But we never missed with Damski, Troy, Jason. Had a blast with Jason. Savion.
Justin.
I mean, Justin. Yeah. I had a blast with Justin. Savion, the
pound for pound boys.
Yeah, the pound for pound overrated, underrated was that was maybe the best one we ever done.
Yeah.
That was fun. Those guys, and the first our man that retired on us, but
you know what? Hey, shout out to DW, because he is actually now doing a Colts podcast for the Blue Stampede.
Hey, we got to get him on. DW, shout out to you, man, for being our first guest.
I'll definitely want to reach out, maybe closer to the season. And so I'm curious to see kind of like what the Colts fans like now that he's more immersed, I guess, in that, obviously.
But I'm gonna tell you, I think he'll have a great. That's genius, because they don't know Matt Ryan. So for him, he'll be able to bring like what system and what he does well. That'll be awesome to get him on and go over that. Even he'll be able to teach us some stuff about the Colts new system they're running with Matt.
Yeah,
so I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, that's funny, man. I've seen folks, drag him online, and
DW.
Yeah, for the reason why he left, and I'm like, man, like we talked about it before, but like, if you can't respect the fact that he just, said the hell with the ownership for making that stance. I mean, dude, everybody's got to have it. I mean, dude, everybody's got their own code, man.
And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not to comment on the code. If I would have done it or if I wouldn't have done it, that's irrelevant. What I will say about anybody with a code is, when you stand on it, I have ultra respect for it. When you stand on your code, so many of y'all just talk so much shit, and then when the situation arises, you say, well, like you wiggle out of what you
just
said.
Kidding.
Yeah, he stood on it. He said what he was gonna do if they did something, and he stood on it. I have like admiration for, and went right over, and I guarantee you he'll be successful over there. So
yeah, it doesn't mean we have to agree.
He'll be just as successful writing for the Colts. I guarantee you.
For sure. And this dude has been a fan since the early 80s, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
it means something different to him. So that's why you can't tell him if that mean the Falcons mean something different to him than it probably does to you. So you got to understand that he take it way more serious than you do.
And we've already talked about it, man. I mean, it didn't make me happy either that they did what they did and how they did it, and the fact that they were, possibly going to, so I mean, but it wasn't to the fact to where I'm going to leave the team over, because like we talked about, like there's going to be another coach, there's going to be another GM, there's going to be another owner eventually. Like all that stuff's going to go away. Like I'm still a fan of the other guys on the team. Like I'm I'm not going to, but I'm not, at the same time, I'm not going to fault him for making that decision. I'm just
not at all. But I just can't go, because I've actually met and taken pictures with the Falcon cheerleaders. I'm going nowhere. I'm going nowhere. I'm a fan, and I just hope to be that old man. I was always, whenever you go to a Falcon game, you see old people sometimes, old people, and they got the hat and the jersey, and I always looked up to that. Like I want to, because the span of what they've seen, you can't imagine. They was here when the jerseys was different, when the stadium was different, when the fanfare was different, when the players was different, the management was different, everything. I want to be that old man. Just when I want to look back at, damn, I started with Dion. Yep. I saw Michael Vick, I saw Matt Ryan, and then the 10 other people that came after that. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
And I want to say this before we start the show, man. This is going to be a great show, because y'all get to know us a lot better. We're going to have a lot of fun on this show, but also, really, man, it's a thank you show. While y'all get to know us, I just think, man, I got to start with thank you, man. Again, for the guest that came on, all the tweets, all the everything, man, all the 5-star reviews, everything. I think this has been me and John, man, this could have bombed, buddy, and I just had faith in it because of John, really. And I knew I was just gonna come fuck around and have a good time, but I didn't ever. The mix of John doing what he do and me doing what I do, along with y'all, it would not be fun with just the two of us. It couldn't exist if it wasn't for the Twitter people and the guest and everything. Y'all bring such a unique take. Even when you say dumb shit, it give us shit to talk about, Right. So even when you post something dumb, it's intriguing to me. I got some notes right here. I got some shout outs for a few of our Twitter people. I got some funny things, but I cannot say thank you enough. It takes all three of us to do it. And that's John, me, and all of you guys mixed up. That's every guest, that's Troy, that's all the Twitter. It wouldn't be without you guys, and it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be as funny, or it wouldn't even be listenable, I don't think, if it was just me and you,
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, I mean, like we kind of thought, like you and I, like, okay, we crack each other up from time to time on a regular basis. So we figured like maybe other people would enjoy this as well on a different, and then so we just thought, we'd give it a shot. And I mean, like I didn't know, man. Then like after the first, like Troy actually was one of the first people who like listened to the first few episodes, and he called me or he texted me. He's like, I mean, y'all might have something here, man. He's like, this is pretty fun. Like I'm digging it, and like then I've heard from a few other people, friends, whatever. And I try not to like, I told all my friends, I'm like, look, y'all be brutally fucking honest, like, right? Because it's not going to do me any good if you say, oh, it's great, and I keep doing it, and we get six followers or 6 listeners. You know what I mean? Like somebody fucking lied to me. You know what I mean?
A lot of people lie.
So don't fucking sugarcoat it. If it sucks, just tell me, hey, y'all, this ain't gonna work. But I mean, everybody that we heard from, man, was like, it was good. And like I said, when we started it, we didn't want to do a straight 100% Falcons from minute one to minute whatever the end of what the show was, and that'd be it. We wanted to throw in some entertainment, some different Atlanta sports, just whatever, dude. Because like I said, we both listen to podcasts, sports podcasts, other different types of podcasts. And me personally, the sports podcasts I listen to for some of my other teams that I like, those are my favorite ones. Are the ones that you get to kind of know the host personally. You kind of get to, like you want to tune in not just for that you're to hear your sports team, but like just other shit going on. Like it's just a fun listen. That's all it is. It's like
I'm gonna tell you.
So I mean, that's what we tried to accomplish with this. I think so far we're doing a pretty good job.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I think that's what sets ours apart. And again, I always say no diss, but Out of Your Falcon Mind to me is the most fun listen. I'm gonna tell you something. I can't listen to sports podcasts that much, man. Most of them are horrific. Where I gotta really want to know if somebody just got traded. I might listen,
right?
But an hour to hour and a half of in this statistical point of view and the trade. I don't like, I can't, my brain is gonna, it's not funny, it's not entertaining, even though you're giving me good information. I think this one gives good information and it's funny and it's entertaining and we have a blast doing. Like I said, I always say this, I think we got the coolest group of people, and I called that shit early on. I said we would.
Yeah. And I mean, I had a buddy of mine ask me, he's like, man, y'all pub a lot of other like Falcoholic and Pound for Pound and Damski and whatever. He's like, he's like, did that not hurt you guys? I'm like, no, because it's not, they all do something different. We all do something different. That's good. That's quality.
And so John just said, it's good. Go check the shit. Like, we wouldn't just say it to be friendly, because I'm damn sure not. If that shit is born, I would never shout out somebody or who I didn't think was cool or kind or whatever. But I tell you like this, I heard some old Buddhist quote or something that said, you could take one candle and you can light it, and you can light 50 other candles off that one candle, and it wouldn't diminish the shit you holding in your hand. Right. So I feel no way about giving somebody a shout out. Those dudes give us shout outs. So who has the bigger following or whatever, that's irrelevant to anybody. I'm talking about to us and them. Yep. It's been plenty of people bigger than us that gave us a shout out. It's been plenty of people smaller than us than we gave a shout out, but I don't even check them numbers. I care less. If I met you, if you came on our show, I thought you was a cool dude, or if your Twitter's funny, I could care less about competition. To me, it's not competition. I want everybody to have the same shit I want for me and John. So I have no issue with it. And those dudes are good, like John said. They all really good.
Yeah, I said from day one, man, I don't want to be like, hey, we need to be the only Falcons podcast listeners. Mm-hmm. No, I want to be one of the Falcons podcasts you guys listen to. So, like, for me, I listen to Locked On Falcons. I listen to, like I said, the Pound for Pound boys. By the way, Damski has joined them a lot recently.
I saw.
So that's great.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, like the ones for the Falcons media, like from the Perch, I listen to all these different ones, man. Like, and we just want to be one of those ones that you guys enjoy listening to. So like, and like I said, we're going to pub and keep pubbing these other, good Falcons out, because that's what we're all a big community. Like JR said when he was on from Pound for Pound, he's like, that was one of his underrated, was being able to have this small, like, nice community of Falcons fans that we can sit and have a conversation and not try to down each other or you're stupid or that take is ridiculous or so, it's just that's not what we're after, And
I'm gonna tell you, if y'all watch a few of the shows, I can't even get into specifics because it was so many people. Everybody came on our show. It was never, especially one of them, it was never the new boys are intruding on our shit.
Right.
They never came at us with the attitude. They came at us with love from day one. So there can be no competition. There can be no speaking ill of. There can be that. There can be none of that. I was in awe of the dudes. Like like I say, it was the Pound for Pound dudes. I don't know how people going. I don't know if they gonna get on and act Hollywood. I don't know if they feel like they big. Those dudes was just like me and John. They got on and they were loose. They were able to have fun with us because I could fuck up a podcast if you too serious. I'll be annoying to you, or I'll be like the dude that isn't. You feel like you not, and they could have been. They were kind of like that with me, and those dudes were loose. They had fun. They brought great information, and never spoke a bad word or showed us nothing but love. So I think that's our duty to show the same thing back. And like I said, our Twitter is all funny ass, positive, encouraging. That's why I said we got the best group. Our podcast has the best group. I won't diss nobody else's podcast, but the best circle of people is Out of Your Falcon Mind. Hands down. Sorry.
100%. Yep.
You got the best listeners in the world, man.
That's right. Yeah. Man.
And growing.
Yeah, exactly. And that takes us to why, we want to do this episode again, because number one, we're kind of in that, like, we talked about it before the show, man. Like, we're 11 days away from the draft. And we've been a little bit quietish on Twitter the last couple of weeks, a little bit of a combination of not feeling well and, like, working and stuff. But also, man, I've talked about the draft about as much as I can possibly talk about the draft. I've done mocks we've looked at the players, we've reviewed the players. Now it's, you got media people finding out, just making up shit that's wrong with players, and who's going to fall, who's not going to fall, I'm ready for it to happen, man. I'm just so
I'm gonna
tired of
be
talking
honest.
about it.
I think that's another good part of our podcast is when we don't have shit to talk about, we don't make a podcast. we don't just get on here and just say, so we're not making up shit or rehashing things. When John has draft things to cover, he'll cover them. When Troy got something draft, he'll cover them. Anything, like, man, even when Will slapped Chris Rock, there's something to talk about, but we're not making up things to talk about. We just won't have a show, or we come up. I think this show is perfect timing because we get to have fun with y'all. Y'all got to submit all type of weird questions that we are forced to answer because we agreed to answer them. So this should be fun. It should be fun. But like I said, thank you again. All those 5 stars, all those everything. I just laugh at our community because I like funny shit and they're just hilarious. So that's why I'm like, when like Damsky, when he's over there, I think that makes their show better. I thought that was a great three-headed goat over there. I cannot, yeah.
100%.
It's awesome.
Yeah, man. And so, and also, I mean, we wanted to, like I said, we didn't want to rehash the exact first show. So like Mike said, we have some email submissions of some questions for us, and we're going to ask each other some questions. This will just be fun, random shit. Like I said, for that you guys can just get to know us a little bit better. Like I said before, Mike and I both run small businesses. We're not journalists. We're not media members. Never have been. Probably never will be. We're just we've been best friends for looking like 11 years, 12 years now. 12 years almost.
09, buddy.
09, shit.
2009.
13 years.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean, and we just, he moved down from DC. We met almost immediately after he moved down at our previous job, and then we just became close friends ever since, man. And it's been my son calls him Uncle Mike. He's known him since Uncle Mike since day one. And
the coolest shit about John, y'all, when I knew John was gonna be cool, me and John, this is a true story, I couldn't make this shit up. We was going to lunch break one time. He's always nice at work, but your co-workers are genuinely friendly for the most part. So we like, man, you want to go eat together? So I'm like, yeah, you want to go eat together? So we get in, John's driving. Now, remember this, John is driving. And I'm like, okay, we going to lunch with a coworker. It was nothing like, and John get in the car and John turned on Tupac. Literally knew the words to one of my, and I don't mean a famous Tupac song. It's on the B side of All Eyes on Me. You got to know Tupac to even know the song. John cut it on and rapped the shit word for word. And that's been my brother since. He got his ghetto pass when he did that. And I thought it was cool, man. And
Mike laminated it for me and everything.
Yeah, see. And John has been I don't know the relationship of other people that do podcasts, but John is more like my brother than it could be my friend. So we've known each other a long time, but his whole family is I've met his mom. His mom was nice to me. His dad was nice to me. His son, I love him to death. And his wife is the best wife that you could part. She really is my standard for wives. So not that I admire her. So that's the whole family, I think, is awesome. So that's why doing this podcast, a whole lot of y'all say the chemistry, but that's what we do on a normal basis. We do this shit every Sunday. We've done this for 11, 12 years at this, or not 13 years at this point. We just talk shit to each other and ask each other. And John is the king of like memes. So we make each other laugh. Like this is what we do all the time. It's just y'all invited to observe it now. That's
exactly
all.
Yeah, man. We just decided after, like Mike said, 11 so years of doing it just with each other on the Sundays, is like, shit, we might actually, let's just try a podcast, see what happens, so so that's how it just comes out, like you said. And like I said, we do get a lot of comments on like the chemistry between us and everything, which is great, because I mean that's kind of what we were going for. So that's kind of that's good that it's paying off. But yeah, so before we get into some recent Falcon news, at least in the last few weeks, you guys that have listened to us for a bit, remember Justin Cam, he came on the show with us. He lives in Philly, huge Falcons fan.
That's my man.
We had a blast with him. Go back.
He's one of my favorite people.
Yeah, man. Go back and listen to that episode. Yeah, it was awesome. So he's the social media director for Gym Supplement Science, right? Which is a supplement company for fitness, everything. And it's something, that's how I met Justin, actually, because we were on Twitter, in 2013 after Jim launched this company. And like I said, we met through there. Justin's lost about 100 pounds on using Dr. Jim Stepani's workout programs and the supplements. So that's how he got involved. And now he's, over the years, he became involved early with them, and then now he's employed by them. So Jim has it's called a mentor program, where you're an ambassador, become an ambassador to their brand. So that became me about a week and a half ago.
Hey, Johnny Yates. I love it.
So, and for those of you that don't know, my degree is in exercise science. I used to personal train for almost 10 years and loved it. The part I missed the most about it now is it's just helping people, the part of it, where you get to see how people start off. They come in at a certain level and you get them to another, you basically add years to their lives, to be honest with you. And seeing them have the results that they want, and pushing them to get those results, like that's the part I missed. So this program kind of allowed me to do that, but not have to spend the time in the gym, and granted, I'm not getting, I mean, you get your perks for being an ambassador, but you're not like you're just making money hand over fist or anything like that. So anyway, so if you guys are out there, are interested, go to gymsupps.com, and it's JYM Supps, SUPPS.com, and you can read about Dr. Jim Stepani himself. He's been around for forever. He's mid-50s now, I think. Brilliant scientist, developed these supplements.
Brilliant.
And I don't, and I'm not the type of person that will just like it matters to me what I put in my body. So a lot of supplements out there, pre-workout stuff like that, they're purely stimulants. They're just going to make you feel like, oh, this is really working, when it's just bullshit. It's got a lot of caffeine, it's got something, may have a few ingredients that just kind of makes you feel, but really, if you break down the ingredients, and most people don't understand the ingredients, so it's just like, oh, well, my buddy told me to take this, so I'm going to take it. So I mean, that's why Jim developed his brand, because for years he was a senior science editor at Muscle and Fitness for about 10 years, maybe even more. And he saw all these companies making immense of money over them selling products that they were, I'll be honest, just lying about it, because the FDA doesn't regulate supplements. So
I know,
you can say whatever the hell you want to say, if it's in it. But so anyway, so Jim came out with, pre-gym, which was his pre-workout, and you just as an example, most pre-workouts at the time, 4 to 5 gram scoops, right? I mean, and then they say, and you look at the laundry list of stuff that's supposed to be in there, you're like, damn, how'd they shove that into 5 grams?
Right.
Well, they didn't. So Jim's pre-gym came out, it's 26 grams. You're like, damn, and but he came out with, here's instructions on how to use it, so you don't jack up your stomach, like you don't want to slam. This is not something you're going to slam. You're going to sip on it for 30, 45 minutes. But Jim gives you the education with the products. Like, he's about as transparent as they come when it comes to these type of products. He shows you on the label. He's got videos. He's got anything you want to read on his website. I mean, like, breaks it down for you so anybody can understand it. So like I said, I'm more than happy to support that brand and that message, because like I said, the products, I've taken the products now basically since 2013, the protein, the pre-gym, the alpha, which is a testosterone, not a booster, but it just elevates your levels to a healthy level. It doesn't like blow them out of proportion like pro hormones or steroids or anything like that. It's an all natural product, And so anyway, I don't mean to go off on a tangent.
But you deserve this, man. I was so happy when you said it, because if you remember the show with Justin, I didn't know he worked there, so I just said, man, these two dudes, Jim, like, come on, Jim, come get these two dudes. And to know Justin, man, that dude is amazing. I'll get him in a minute. But John has really been using this shit since a long, like at least like 10 or 19 years. John, really, because it's a whole site with Jim that you can go on, and it's a whole website that you can go on, and then all this stuff. And I think, John, I've been telling y'all per show, if y'all caught it at the end of a few shows, I told y'all to ask John a question about y'all. Let me see. I forget the percentage of dudes you said, man, listeners are men on this. I know it was a lot. Yeah. Y'all should be using the resource of Johnny Yates over here, man. Just if you taking supplements, John, know he graduated with that shit. That's what he did. So y'all, if y'all training, I know summer coming, y'all. So this is the perfect thing to get the correct supplements. Do not put that bullshit cancer causing stuff into your body. Ask John just what you trying to do, what your specific goal is. I'm telling you, John will know. It ain't that he just go to the gym. He actually graduating this shit. You can tell by that he know what he talking about. So y'all need to really use the resource. And John now has the promo code where you get a discount when you get the stuff. And John will be happy to answer any training questions. But I just thought the summer is coming, buddy. So that was perfect timing for you. John really uses this shit, so I couldn't be more happy for you, buddy. Go Jim and go Justin. I love Justin, man. I gotta say this too. Justin is one of the coolest people that God ever made. Justin just went on not only what he do, like fight and shit. I went on his Twitter, he was fighting. He was like kicking.
He does something. MMA,
This dude number one, he lost a bunch of weight. He's a Falcon fan in Philly. The dude got a bunch of tattoos. He got a bunch of jerseys and shit. Just the coolest dude. Great father. I just went on his Twitter. He was with his kids. I guess he took him on a vacation somewhere. It looked awesome. Justin is the man in a whole bunch of ways. So thank you, Justin. Shout out to him. But shout out to Jim for taking care of my man, Johnny Yates. That was awesome, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And like Mike said, I mean, yeah, if y'all anything like supplement related training, I mean, I can't do an entire program for you guys, but like, if you have just simple questions, stuff like that, I'll be happy to help you out. You can, and by the way, my Twitter is at JB Yates 311. So 311 JB Yates 311. If y'all want to tweet me or ask me questions, feel free. But yeah, like I said, if you go to gymsups.com and you use the code John, just JOHN, you'll get 15% off your purchase. So
just from saying the man's name, his face is a coupon. Come on. Just whatever part, just from saying the man's name, 15% off. Go get your stuff. I love it.
Man. Yes, but I mean, literally some of the best tasting protein you've ever had, like hands down. Like it really is. The Tahitian vanilla bean is probably my favorite. They got a chocolate brownie that's ridiculous. Like I said, the pre-gym is good. Like just like I said, just go ahead and check the website out. And like I said, it's got so much information on there. If y'all are into it, then go read up on it. I mean, it's literally some of the best products out there. So I mean, it's something, like I said, I'm more than happy to promote and and have some fun with. So anyway, just want to get that out of the way. So yeah, code John.
Go John.
Go me.
Yeah, go me. Right. I love it, man.
Yeah, anyway, moving on to Falcons news now. A little bit of sad news to start, man. Ed Jasper passed away this week, man.
I did not know that until right before the show. That's kind of sad, man.
49 years old, dude. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't think they said why yet, but yeah, that's not cool. He played about 8 seasons, I believe it was, with us, and solid player.
Solid, yeah, really solid. Sorry to hear that, man.
And some recent signings that we made in the I guess just say probably in April, since we did our last show. They signed Bo Brinkley, long snapper, so replacing the Josh Harris, our long snapper. Hey, long as he can get the damn ball to the punter,
that's all I care about.
That's all I care about, man. We signed wide receiver Damian Byrd from the Bears. Again, we keep signing Bears and Titans like it's going out of style, man. We're like the Atlanta freaking Bear Titans or something. I mean, it's crazy. One I really like, they signed Rashawn Evans, linebacker from Tennessee, former Alabama, Crimson Tide, Roll Tide. So yeah, he had a kind of a down season, I think, but man, with under Pease back with Dean Pease again, I think he'll be in a really good position to have a good year, I think. And then right tackle Jermaine Ifedi, which I think they signed him to basically push McGarry. Hopefully,
yeah.
Hell, I mean, whatever.
I hope he push him off a cliff, or they push him into the street. I hope they hired him as a hitman to push him into the street.
Shit,
that's all.
Damn. Then we signed corner from Denver, Mike Ford. So we keep kind of packing on the corners here, because we re-signed Isaiah Oliver as well. And then we signed tight end Anthony Fursker, who was also a former Titan. And I think he was there with Mariota. So there was a little bit of they know each other a little
Chemistry.
bit there. Yeah.
Man, I was laughing. It sounded like I don't know if that was 37 or 38 where you said they went shopping, but they went shopping at TJ Maxx. That's what this feel like. I don't know none of these people you're naming, but I hope they can come. But we need depth, especially in that secondary. So load up on corners just to push everybody and see what I'm excited, man. I just wanted Matt to stay, but since Matt's gone, I'm excited for every new. I don't care if they're a name or not.
And they were reporting that I think that they were signing was it the dude Vincent, defensive tackle from Buffalo, I think it was. Which would be another nice little depth,
Yeah, we need that.
I mean, so in the middle there, because I mean, you're going to help your outside pass rush if you're going to strengthen the inside as well. That's just going to help you guys outside. So I mean, Grady definitely needs help. So I mean, he can't do it by himself. And Anthony Rush coming back will be a help. But you can't. I don't think it's kind of like pitchers in the MLB. You can't have too many defensive linemen because it just seems like the fresher you guys could keep those guys, the better off it'll be.
And we don't have a lot of money to spend, so we can't really go get, but I'm dying to see what these players do. I want to see what the John said it. It was you. Something that I wasn't even conscious of until you said it was if you can find talent, you can find talent in like the later rounds of the draft. And but I feel like that in free agency, so anybody you go get, it don't got to be a name that you recognize. I want to see how these people evaluate talent. Now it's their show.
Mm-hmm.
You can go get any player I never heard of, but I'm excited to see your skills. If you come, I want to see all the players they got that I haven't heard of, what the skill set is and how good they are at recruiting talent. I'm dying to see it.
Yeah, me too, man. And like I said, I think they're, I mean, they moved past the Deshaun thing pretty quickly, which was good, and on to just like, okay, we got to make the team better. And then just doing what they can with what little we do have. I think they've made some good, I mean, I think Casey Hayward was a great signing.
I love that one.
Yeah. And then they've made so many different ones in different positions that they keep, I mean, it's so you don't know which direction they're going to go with the draft. And that which brings me back to the draft. But that's why I was like I said, man, I've mocked it.
Devin Lloyd.
Dude, I'm all about
Devin
it.
Lloyd.
Yeah, I'm all my feeling. We both share a lot of love for that guy.
Yeah.
But and then there was actually, I think somebody mocked him. I think it was Cam Marino or somebody on
Cam Marino. Troy sent it to me. I couldn't.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So that a lot of talk around was that the Falcons were really, really high on him. Which, dude, I mean, we could be really, really high on a number of people because again, we need, several things, but that's what I'm saying. Like whether it's receiver, whether it's defensive end, whether it's safety, I mean, like it's going to depend on who falls where, you know what I mean? Like if Thibodeau keeps falling if he does fall, like people have said, he's there. I don't know how you pass on that, but like, I'm like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm just so tired of talking about it, man. Like I'm just ready for it to get here and let's just see what we got. Let's go through the draft and then let's have a show and let's talk about, all right, this is our team, and we can, how we're going to move forward from there. But I mean, there's just so many different ways it could go. It all depends on that top 7, man. Is somebody going to jump up and grab Malik Willis early? Is somebody going to, I mean, it's going to be fascinating, dude. I can't wait. I'm going to be glued to the TV for a couple of days.
Man, I'm excited just because what you're seeing again is the foundation concrete for your new Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan is gone. Man, Julio Jones is gone. Man, Trufant is gone. All the people that were cornerstones, those people gone. So now it's you got a whole new young team, and I'm excited. Got a whole new coach.
Yep.
Whole new system. I can't wait. Can you believe Marcus Mariota is the quarterback? So I'm just excited. But I'm also excited to see if they drop ticket prices. You cannot charge what you would normally charge. Sorry, you can't. So drop those prices a bit, and so you can fill the stadium up, even though it's a rebuild year.
Yeah, because I mean we've talked about that. No, man, we've talked about that a few times. I mean, it's you've already priced out so many of your most devout, good Lord, your most devout fans, by just with the new stadium and the PSLs and everything. So, if you're
one day, man, my dream, I want to tell you, I got 2 dreams. Okay. I got 2 dreams for the Falcons Stadium. One is that me and John get press passes one day, that we don't have to pay for games. We can go in the game and do whatever we do. We get in for free to see every Falcon game. That's a dream of mine. And then 2, which is a lot more realistic, is one day, me, John, Jason, Justin, I keep calling him Jason. Me, John, Justin, and Savion all go to a game together. So that's my dream. Me, Yates, Savion, Justin all go to a game and we win the game.
Be a hell of a good time. That'd be an amazing time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey,
so Justin and Savion, come on, man, make it up one day if the prices are reasonable and we all go, we hang out. That would be an amazing thing, and we could do the podcast with all 4 of us.
For your first dream, you never know, man. So y'all go tell more people to listen to our podcast.
5-star review. No, seriously, I think it is. Both of those are very realistic. So the second one with all 4 of us on that, go see a game and do the podcast. I've been thinking of that for a while. And then the first one, man, we could do that. We could get press passes and go and do whatever we do. I just want to be a part of I think that would be dope.
That'd be ridiculous.
Come on, Arthur, you got it. To let 2 people in for free.
Even though
I'll pay for the hot dog. How about that?
Pay for the hot dog.
Man, I went to a Hawks game in February. Parking. I couldn't make this up. Parking was $60 to park.
Damn.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all need to chill, man. I don't want to have a $500 date or outing. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's a little much when you got a budget out for your freaking month. Like, okay, I got rent, I got Falcons game.
Yeah, when you gotta, it's really not. It should be something that for a really good seat for 2 people and everything included, I should be $250, man. Just make it reasonable. I got to go there. I got 2 tickets. I got to park. or maybe 300 to park, to eat, to drink, and for good seats. But when you get into $500 and $600 total, man, who got the money to do that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm not a rapper.
No, not me either. This might be amazing, weird, crazy for everybody to think. But even though I do know quite a bit of rap songs,
we could do it, buddy. We can do anything.
That's right. All right, man. So, like I said, that was there's just not a whole lot. I'm not going to rehash more draft talk and more. We didn't want to do that and talk about the same shit we've talked about for the last 3 months. So we'll move on to some of these questions. So we've got some for each other, and then we had some that got emailed in. So we'll start, I guess, with the emails. And this one from Rodney. Rodney got.
Let's do it, man. I've been waiting on this, so y'all can ask anything. Y'all submit it, we will ask. Let's do it.
Yeah. So Rodney sent us 2 questions. He said, outside of the Falcons, what is your favorite team or sport? So that's question 1. Then question 2, which is a good one. What shows do you watch that you would not tell your boys about?
Well, let me take this one first.
Did I guess that we're going to have to say publicly anyway?
Publicly anyway. So 1, I will say this. I didn't know there was a team that wasn't the Falcons. I don't acknowledge it. I don't observe it. These are things we do not speak of, sir. I don't have another team or another sport. I thought Atlanta Falcons was it. I'm out of my Falcon mind, buddy. I can't do it. I'm a big fan of Ja Morant. So I don't like basketball that much, but anytime Ja Morant is on, I'm watching the game. He does something every night that is outrageous to me. So I watch that. The shows, but like I said, it's Falcons for me. It's nothing.
Yeah, Mike's not. He's not lying. Mike's not lying. Like it's straight up Falcons. There's no baseball. There's no nothing. It's my goal, and he's gonna make an attempt this year to get on college football.
And that's just so when the year come around when the next draft, I'll be more informed on who's going to the Falcons. That's all it is. But nah, I'm Atlanta Falcons, man. There's no other team. I'm not a fan. I got one team, and it is Atlanta Falcons. My favorite player, you know who he just left. He's behind me on that wall, though. But I'm a fan of John Morant. When John Morant is on, I'm watching. I don't watch any other sport. So you can go with that one, John.
The sport one. Yeah. So outside of the Falcons, yeah, I don't have a favorite team. I mean, like, as far as outside of like the Falcons are it for football. Now, I mean, like, as we stated back, like on the very first show, like I was born in Virginia, and Mike's from DC. So like a lot of my family were Redskins fans.
Mine too.
Whatever, Guardians, whatever. No, that's now Commanders. Jesus. Yeah. Guardians is the new Cleveland Indians name, by the way.
Oh, they changed it from Indians to Gun. Damn.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, there was I still have a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for the Redskins. Like I'll never root for them against the Falcons, like ever. But you know, like I don't, if they're winning, you know, that's fine. And my wife she's from Indianapolis. She's a huge Colts fan. So I've always, like, the Colts have always been kind of like my AFC team. Like I'll root for them, you know, again, if they're not playing the Falcons, I'll root for them to do well, especially now with our boy quarterbacking them. So, you know, so that's that. For as far as other sports, yeah, man. Everything for the most part, dude. Like baseball was like my first love as a sport growing up. So like King Griffey Jr. was my favorite player, like 89, 90 years, or around 89, 90s when I really got into it. And I started collecting baseball cards, and I've got probably 70 plus King Griffey Jr. cards. I mean, like, and then,
wow.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Wow.
And like, I mean, he was
hang on to those, buddy. Yeah. Hang on to him.
Yeah, I mean, he was by far my favorite player. And then Chipper Jones came along for the Braves in 94, 95, and that became my other favorite player. So like him and like Ken Griffey Jr. and Chipper Jones are my two favorite players growing up. So I'll root for the Mariners still to do well. But the Braves by far, you know, I'm diehard Braves. Falcons, Hawks, been diehard Hawks for a long time. I did root for the Hornets back in the day, in the early 90s, when it was Larry Johnson and Lonzo Mourning and Muggsy Bogues, Dale Curry, like that. I thought that was just a fun team. Used to get the grandmamas, the Converse.
But King Griffey had some hard shoes too. He had a lot of good shoes.
Trust me, I got those too. My mom hated the fact that I liked shoes because she buy a lot of damn shoes.
He had a lot of good shoes.
Yeah. And then so like I said, Hawks, the Dominique Wilkins trade, I mean, damn near sent me to another team altogether back when that happened. But I stayed. So still a Hawks fan. Didn't get into soccer really until about 2013, 14. I hated it, actually. Growing up, I thought it was boring. I didn't understand it. And then a good friend of mine played. He's like, dude, like, just sit down and watch a Premier League game. Like, watch a Premier. Like, those are some of the best. You know, that's the best soccer you're going to see in the world. You know, and so I did. And I sat down with my son. You know, he was like 4 or 5 years old at the time. And we watched the game. It was a Chelsea versus Arsenal game, and we just decided that Chelsea was going to be our team. And so
and John really does love Chelsea. He talks about it all the time. Yeah,
I'm wearing the Chelsea jersey.
Yes, he loved Chelsea. Yeah,
but because we had they actually won their FA Cup semifinal.
Where is Chelsea? What is it? Chelsea? What? Where's Chelsea from? Where's Chelsea?
They're the west side of England, or west side of London.
Okay, west side of London. Yeah.
So then the Premier League is basically just like NFL, but in England. So all the teams are in England, and there's 20 teams basically in that league. And yeah, I mean, it's way different than watching like Major League Soccer here in the States.
Yeah,
I mean, like the level of play is not even remotely close.
Yeah,
I mean, those guys over there, best in the world. I mean, those guys. Best I can say it is like Major League Soccer is essentially like minor league. Like if you watch baseball, it's kind of like watching minor league baseball, or like, you know, the second league of whatever our favorite American sport is. Still entertaining. Like I'm still Atlanta United fan. Like I still watch those games.
I'm going this year. I've promised myself that I will be a fan. Every person that's ever gone to one of those games told me it's crazy. So
atmosphere is insane.
Definitely, everybody said the atmosphere for Atlanta United It's ridiculous. So
if we
I'm
could
definitely
duplicate
going.
that for the Falcons, man,
Yes,
my God.
man. I'm
Like
getting me a jersey, and I decided I'm going to some soccer game. I will make myself a fan. That's our
it's a
team. I will.
very it's a the crowd, man, is it's a younger demographic. It's like
Mm-hmm.
younger than us. I mean, it's like 20s and 30s,
Right, and I heard it's everybody, every race of people is in the
it is,
building.
man. It is. Everybody, yeah,
That's
every race of
awesome,
people.
man. I
Yeah.
cannot wait.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a ridiculous time. It's a good time, good atmosphere.
Mhm.
So yeah, not really a hockey. I was a hockey fan until the Thrashers left, and I stopped
Man, I'm gonna
watching.
tell you again. I
Yeah.
will tell the story to the death. I'm going back to see the Gwinnett Gladiators. I thought that was hockey was never watch it, but live when you see how fast they moving, it is it's something to see. Like you lose control of the puck, like you lose it with your own eyes. They going that fast. It's something to see in person, and the lights go down. It's just awesome, especially if you got alcohol in your system. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And one sport I started watching literally like 2 years ago, F1 racing, man.
I
And
heard that was good. A lot of
Formula
people said
One.
that was good.
Yeah. So and the only reason I started because we watched the show on Netflix, the Drive to Survive.
Yeah, yeah.
Watch
I
that.
know.
So
Yeah,
watch that from season 1 through, and
yeah.
you'll like because it's only 20 drivers. It's the top 20 drivers in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so they go all around the world, different racetracks. They're not just going in a fucking circle like most of the
Mm-hmm.
NASCAR races. I mean, they're street racing. It's some other,
Yeah.
at 200 plus miles an hour a lot of times. And so I really got into that because you get to know all the drivers. You get to kind of you get
Mm-hmm.
invested in it and whatever, whether it's the Mercedes team or the Red Bull team or whatever. So we got into that, and Amanda did too, man. We all got hooked on it. So like, and now it's like it's like an appointment. We have to make sure we watch the race
Mm-hmm.
when they come out on Sunday. So yeah, so man, in college. I forgot college. I'm a big Alabama fan. Have been since I was little. That's just the team I chose. Like a lot of my friends were Georgia fans. I just didn't want to. I just want to be different, I guess. So it was around 91, 92 is when I picked my college team. And then I graduated from Georgia State, and I graduated before we had a football team, so
Mm-hmm.
now we have, I mean, I'll root for them and go see them, of course, because it's my alma mater. So yeah. And we've had some success too, luckily, since we started. And then I had some family members that go to Virginia, so I'll root for UVA, whenever
Mm-hmm.
they're playing, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's that pretty much. So a lot of sports, man. I'm a fan of a lot of sports.
But that's why we make the podcast. Do you know how terrible this podcast will be if we relied on my sports knowledge only with the Falcons? We wouldn't have a Braves update, a Hawks update. We wouldn't have it. So I'm glad you love all those sports.
Yeah. All right. So I spent 10 minutes on that by myself.
Hold on for a minute. So I do want to jump in for the second part of the question. It's a show I like that whoever I've referred this to, it's really I think the show is hilarious, but everybody I've ever referred this to, they thought it was sucked. But it's called It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It got Charlie Day in it, the cast. Go watch the show. It's hilarious. But that's the one I think that a lot of people wouldn't probably think I watched that show, but I think that show. And I'm gonna tell you what show I watched that none of y'all would ever think I watched, but I think it is one of the funniest shows ever created. Everybody Loves Raymond. Everybody Loves Raymond. It's old. I know it's old, and that show is hilarious. Just the father, the mother, the Raymond Ella. So Raymond and It's Always Funny. I mean, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Probably ones that you wouldn't think I watch.
That's hilarious. I don't think I knew that. I don't think I knew you watched those shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, and like, so I'm kind of lucky. Like my wife doesn't watch like a lot of the like chick flick type stuff.
Yeah.
Like she just doesn't dig it. Like it's just not her thing. But if it's more of a comedy built in or like a good story, like she'll watch it then. And of course, like I'm there, so I'm gonna get, I'll watch it or whatever. So this is a show I never would have just watched. Like I wouldn't have been like, I need to watch this. You know what I mean? Like, but the fact that, she wanted to watch it, I'm like, oh, I'll give it a shot. So Bridgerton on Netflix.
My girlfriend has been trying to get me to watch it. She said it's amazing. She keep telling me it's a new season, I guess, just started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll like it. I mean, I'm ashamed to say a little bit, but you'll like it.
The look of dejection on your face. You look really ashamed, buddy. Bridgerton, buddy. You heard it here first.
It is. I mean, you know, and I don't. Y'all can give me shit on Twitter. I don't care, man. It's actually it's a good story, man. Like it's there's humor in it. I mean, but it's a good show, man. I'll give them that. It's a good show. And then I guess a movie. It's not really a show. A movie that I like that I've seen and unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but embarrassingly multiple times is Sweet Home Alabama.
I don't even know what that is. I didn't know. I heard it was a song. I know that's a song. It's a
movie.
Yeah,
it's a movie. Yeah, this is from years ago, man. It was yeah. So that's definitely more of a chick flick type of movie that you would not think a dude would like.
Well, we just lost Manscaped, buddy.
There it goes.
There it goes. I love it, man.
Yeah, but that's really the only two that's kind of that comes to mind. I mean, like I said, I'm lucky, man. She loves like Peaky Blinders, and you know, she loves all the shit that I love. So I mean, that's, you know, we don't watch him. Like so Bridgerton was the only one that was kind of like out of the norm, you know, for those types of shows. So yeah, Bridgerton, check it out. You like it?
Bridgerton, folks, go see Bridgerton, Netflix.
All right, Rodney, we appreciate that, man. Let's see. The next one's okay. 2 from Chris here. If you guys are not watching sports or working, what will we find you guys doing? That's the first question.
Now, one more time, John, you broke up to me. What did you say? What's the question?
He said, Chris said, if you guys are not watching sports or doing your job, whatever that is, working, what will we find you doing? And yeah. And then the second one is, what is your favorite cartoon as a kid? Or if you still watch cartoons now, what's your favorite cartoon? Yeah. So you'll take it? You want me to take it? I think I might have lost Mike. Can you hear me, buddy? Yeah, I think Mike got lost. So I'll go ahead. There he is. Can you hear me, dude?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Great. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you froze up on me there for a second.
I don't know what happened. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
But I'm back. What was the
dude, like we said at the beginning of the show, man? We don't edit shit.
We don't edit shit. I don't know what just happened. My whole thing turned off. My screen went black. I thought we lost it, but then I popped back up. I'm the man you can't kill. So what was it?
All right. So he said, if you're not watching sports or working, what will we find you doing? And the second one is, what was your favorite cartoon as a kid? Or if you still watch cartoons, what's your favorite cartoon now? So yeah, do you want to start? You want me to start?
Okay. If I'm not watching sports or working, again, as watching sports or working, I'm doing one of those two. If it's not that 3, if it's not that, I'm literally playing, like doing anything silly. Like I'll do anything for fun. So, but
any hobbies?
Yeah. Do I have any hobbies? I have no hobbies. I don't have, my hobby is playing with my dog, and being silly with my girlfriend. I love picking on her. So that's always a good time. And I do have an Oculus too. I have the newest Oculus. So that has been a pleasure, even though I don't know everything yet. Yeah, so I play with that. But as far as hobbies, I go to the gym or I'm asleep, man. I don't have anything that I like. The strip club is my hobby, but now I got a girlfriend, so I can't fulfill my hobby. But that was I have a strip pole in my apartment. So that's tell you how much I like strippers. So, but I can't do that no more. So I play with my dog and have fun with my girlfriend. But that's it for me.
Look,
I have no hobbies, to be honest. Except this and
this is a hobby. Yeah.
Yeah, I have like this is a hobby, but I don't do anything. I don't play PlayStation. I don't do any of that stuff. I go to work. I work all the time, or I do this gym. I'm sleep with my girlfriend or my dog. Yeah, and no more strippers, buddy.
Mike said it some episodes ago, but like I said, I've known Mike for 13 years about.
Yeah.
And he's never had a girlfriend. And the time that I've met and the time I've known him, but I also found out like he's never really had one, just period, like in his life.
No.
So like this is the first one he's ever really had. So
yeah, this is the first one. Like I'm a person that always enjoyed being single way more than a relationship. I never I don't like rules and restrictions. I like to do what I like to do. And I meet a lot of girls. I'm out all the time. I have an amazingly fun life, as you can tell with the stripper pole in my apartment. But I just felt like this one girl was worth rolling the dice, and it's been good so far. So knock on wood. But,
so if I ever bring Liam over, you gotta be like, you have to tell him that you were just practicing to be a firefighter.
Fireman. There you go. I'm a fireman, buddy. So that's all it. Hey, you got lights at the top and everything.
Hey, wait till he like grows up. Like he's like 18. He's like, damn, that was that wasn't a fire pole.
Yeah, he gonna realize it then. That was a stripper pole. But yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
As far as cartoon, I used to watch when I was little. I'm gonna tell you what I used to watch that I don't even know. Nobody ever knows what I'm talking about when I say this. It was a cartoon of like the Muppet Babies, where they were all in a nursery. It was Gonzo, Fozzie, Kermit, Piggy, and you saw like the nanny, but you only ever saw her socks down. And that was my show. And I know they do one now. It's a spinoff where they're babies. It's called like Muppet Baby, but they're babies. But the Muppet Babies was something I would never forget, because I didn't watch it like Sesame Street or Mr. Rogers or anything else, but Muppet Babies I never missed.
Man, I saw every episode of that, no doubt about it.
Yeah. I wish I could buy those on DVD. I never seen them nowhere. I would buy those for my kid if I have one.
Yeah. I haven't seen them either, man. I don't think to come think of it ever. Yeah, anyway.
Ever.
All right. So for me, if I'm not watching sports or working, depending on the time of year, which is a lot, a lot of times at the baseball field with my son. He plays baseball. He's 11. So that takes up a lot of time. But he loves it. So, we do it. I play bass and guitar. So y'all can't see it, but I've got a bunch of guitars on my wall. So I love playing bass, man. That just it kind of relaxes me, you know what I mean? So like I can put on music. I play a lot of rock reggae, a lot of different reggae type music. That's my favorite to play, just because it's different. A lot of funk too. Like the reason I started playing bass was because of a band 311 and Red Hot Chili Peppers, because those two guys, Flea and Peanut, they're both respective bass players for each band. That was the craziest shit I've ever seen anybody do with a bass. So whenever I started playing, that's what I wanted to be like.
And if you look to the left, not only is the 311, it's in his email address, if y'all was paying attention.
That's true.
And if you look to the left of his head right now, 311 is on that wall right there. He's not kidding.
No, man, I got a tattoo of my bass on my one arm. I've got a tattoo of with one of 311's album covers on the other arm. So like it's that's a true fandom right there. But no, listening to music. You do, you could have said that.
I play a lot of music. I listen to music all day, every day. Yeah,
I got all kinds of music. I mean, my musical range goes all over the place. And then let's see what else. Play a little bit of PlayStation still with Liam. We still, we play Madden and Fortnite and FIFA. We play all that together. And other than that, man, hanging out with the wife. I mean, she's awesome, so we spend a lot of time together. Yeah, I mean, just fun stuff, man. Like
living the dream, buddy.
Working out, go to the gym. Yeah, same deal. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, that's pretty much what you'll find me doing.
Cartoon Johnny Yates. What cartoon did young Johnny Yates look at?
Young and current 40-year-old Johnny Yates still loves Scooby-Doo, man.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Scooby-Doo. Scooby is classic, man.
Scooby was my first car. I loved it. And then like I can't tell you how many DVDs I've bought. Like every one that comes out that I can find, I buy it. And I got Liam on it. I got Liam on it early, so like he still watches it too. So like we'll throw in a DVD or we'll put it on, whatever. But whether it's like the original series or the new ones or some of the movies or whatever, I mean, I just just freaking love Scooby-Doo, man. That was my cartoon. But
that's awesome.
That was my favorite for sure. And ironically enough, it was Amanda's favorite too. Like it legit was. Like
that's dope. Yeah.
Like that was her thing growing up too. So it was funny. So yeah. All right. So Mike, you that was the ones we got from the listeners. So we appreciate that. So we'll just pick some random ones. How
about if I ask you one, John? I got one for you. For you. I'll answer after you answer. Okay, let me go. Let me see. Tell me something that you value that most other people do not.
Jesus.
I come with the shit. I came prepared.
That I value that most people do not.
I will go first. I will give you time to think by saying
go ahead.
this. Mine is independent thought. I'm gonna tell you something. Every decision I make, I spend almost a big decision. I'll spend a day by myself. I won't answer the phone. I won't text. I'm thinking myself. I won't turn on music, or I don't get advice from YouTube. It's independent thought. I always value what I think above what everybody thinks, because I gotta suffer the consequences of what I do or what I choose. So I'm not really a person that goes asking for advice. I'll go for a walk with myself. I'm gonna tell you what I do. I put in my AirPods so I can talk out loud, but I don't even have my phone with me. I just don't want to look crazy, like I'm a crazy person. I'll put my AirPods in and I'll walk around and I talk out the situation. Where these are pros, these are cons, and then I come to my own independent conclusion without, and it's usually weird from what most people would do, but it's only because I didn't take into consideration what the popular or what most people would do. I never think about what most people would do. In fact, if I do, I try to do the opposite most of the time, because people are miserable for the most part. So independent thought is something I value over. My brain in silence comes up with cool shit, but I don't really take advice from other people or ask people advice unless I really need. If I ask for advice, believe me, I'm in a predicament. But
in a spot, yeah.
But what do you say, John?
That's a good one, man. That's a really good one. I would say I'd do that as well, not even thinking about it, but probably like being yourself. Because I think there's a lot of, like, especially today's age, social media, a lot of you see people post shit that always sunshines and fucking rainbows and stuff like that, and then you meet them or something like that, and it's not that way, or it's just like, or in person. I mean, like, you think you have to act a certain way to fit in or whatever. Like, just be yourself, man. Like, I respect that more. Like, I don't need you to like everything I like or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I just want you to be yourself, and we'll probably get along a lot better that way.
And speaking of that, I'm gonna tell y'all something just really quick. I gotta add on that. The reason why me and John get along so well is I won't say where we work, but me and John worked at a place where it was damn near all black people. Like, there was all black people. And one thing I've always found is a white person that is trying to play a role. Like, if that's who you are, fine. But if you're trying to be my friend by being more like me than you are like yourself, I really don't want to be your friend. But John was always himself, and no matter if we was at work, was out of work, John never changed. Like, it wasn't a person at work, then we got off, he was different. In the gym, me and John used to go to gym together. He was never different. He was himself, and everybody loved John for that. And I think if John would have approached that with, I have to fit in by dressing away, or I'm saying slang I don't even use, I'm playing songs that I don't even know, if I'm eating food I don't even like to eat. He had every opportunity to do that. I'll just say that he had every opportunity to kind of, I don't want to rock the boat, so I'm just going to do what everybody else doing. And John was himself, and that's why everybody loved John. So that was a good one. I just had to give you props real quick, because that's hard to do when you're the only one. If I'm around somewhere where it's all like a different type of person, it's just human to be like, I'll try to do, or trying to kind of do what they, but then people look at it like, like, man, you trying to fake, or you being somebody, you trying to pretend, and you come off way better to everybody just being solid in yourself, just being your normal, regular self.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I'd tried to be like Eminem or some shit, then
if you would have been, it just wouldn't have worked. Like, you got to be Johnny Yates. There's only one Slim Shady, but it's only one Johnny Yates. So it was really cool. Like, John was always himself, so he was never uncomfortable, and it didn't make anyone else uncomfortable, because he was trying to do what everybody else was doing.
No,
so man, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
tell you, man, that has to be one of your best qualities. I've never felt like you was doing it, and you're one of the few people, like white people, I've never saw. I never felt like was doing it. I've seen a lot of people just be like, man, what are you doing? And it's like, okay, but I've never caught you doing that. So you're dope for that reason.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, no, that's. I mean, I've seen it too. I mean, like I've seen it not. I've seen other white folk try to act
You
a
see
certain
it,
way around it, and
yeah.
I'm like, dude, like, come on,
It's
man.
not. It's not like. It's
Yeah,
not like even. I gotta throw me here. Justin, I think is a cool fucking dude, man. But Justin is himself. He wasn't trying to be extra hood or extra street or black or what. Just anything. Justin was being himself. I thought Justin was awesome. So just being yourself, man. It got to be a good one.
yeah, yeah, exactly. All right, so let me find one for you, buddy. Let's see. Let's see. I'll do one. I think this was your question, but I love it. What's a conspiracy theory you 100% believe in?
Okay, a conspiracy. Okay. What is one? Oh, I'm gonna tell you something. I do not believe. Now, this is gonna be crazy. I do not believe a random person killed John Lennon. I studied John Lennon. Like, that's one of the coolest people ever walked. His music is trash. I don't like his music, but the person John Lennon was almost unreal. Like, John Lennon was a beautiful person. John Lennon helped the world a lot. John Lennon influenced our world. So much love and peace. John Lennon is the man. Y'all need to go look. But what happened, I believe, was it was the Vietnam War, and John Lennon was the main famous person speaking out against that. And he doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it and was trying to get everybody to hold hands and squash everything. And a random person, for no reason, with no argument, didn't know him, random person just walked up to him and just shot him when he was leaving out of his apartment. I never thought that was random. I thought that was somebody that was, paid or sent to, like, man, this dude is causing too much dissension. And I think they got him out of here. I really think somebody did that. And you're not going to tell me that Tupac got shot on the Las Vegas Strip, the most filmed street in America, and all the cameras went blank at once. We have no footage of this. This is the one street in America with the most cameras on it, the most angles. And somehow all of these cameras went black for 2-3 minutes and nobody caught the Tupac thing on tape. So those are kind of two that I never, and I'm not to say what happened, I'm just to say what probably didn't happen. Don't make sense.
Yeah.
How about you?
I got a few. My father spent some time in a certain government agency within his career. I'm pretty cynical when it comes to this government type stuff anyway. But one of them is I know it's cliche, but I 100% don't believe that JFK was killed by one dude.
Same here.
And no, like that was completely orchestrated in my opinion. But because he rocked the boat and he didn't, that's not appreciated by certain folks. But anyway, won't go too deep into that. Man, Ancient Aliens, man. Y'all can laugh at me if you want.
That's your shit. John loves this show.
That show, man. I'm telling you, I've been watching it for fucking ever. And like, there's too many, there's too many structures, man, that look like literally laser cut fucking stones, like megalithic stones that like today we'd have a hard time doing or moving. Like, I don't know, man. Like that's just one example, but there's tons of examples of of just there was something more going on way back in the day than just what we know to be and taught to us in our history books or whatever. But it's just like I said, I have a very open mind in general. Like, Mike knows this, but like I don't think I like religion, all like everything fascinates me. Like the stories, everything like that. Like I love to learn about it. So but I'm not going to say your thought process is wrong, your thought process is wrong. Nobody knows. We weren't there. Like, so we just have to go off what we have and what evidence we have of what may have existed. So Yeah, man. I mean, like that show is fascinating to me, man. Some of it's pretty, some of it can get kind of out there. You're like, okay, that's a bit of a
Yeah,
stretch.
yeah.
I don't know about that one. But like just the stuff that's tangible that, like
Mm-hmm.
like I said, the old structures that you can look at and go like, how the hell did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Or like they found, I think it was in India, like the way like sand will kind of like turn into glass, or like like what like
Mm-hmm.
when there's a nuclear reaction, right?
Yeah.
They found that in India from like hundreds and thousands of years ago, like
Yeah.
way before the nuclear bomb was ever a thing. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So like, how the hell that turned? Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's
Yeah.
just different. It's very interesting shit, man. So yeah, those are two that I'll go with.
Good conspiracy theories. Hold on, man. I got another one. I'm coming. So this is a similar question to the one I asked earlier, but I'm gonna flip it. What is one thing that Johnny Yates doesn't value that most other people do?
Um,
That you don't really give a shit about, or you don't really hold to the value that most people do.
uh, Probably like not just like, not to be like in like a very general term, but money, and
Mm-hmm.
in more of a way that
That's a
like
good one.
that of course you value money because that's how you make a
Yeah.
living, right? But like I guess to a certain level, like,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, like I've known people that, you know, uh, if you don't fit into their class of, you
Mm-hmm.
know, money that they're making, then you're probably not going to get invited to
Yeah. Some of this stuff.
some of their stuff, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I don't care about any of that. Like I don't care if you make 20 grand a year. I don't care if you make 100 million a year. Like, like kind of goes back to like be yourself type of thing, but
Mm-hmm.
like just be a cool person. Like I don't care if, I don't value, an extravagant cars and extravagant homes, and like, I want to be happy, and I want to
Mm-hmm.
have like a good the car's going to get me where I need to go. It doesn't have to be like a fucking
Yeah.
Maserati or anything like that. I
Yeah.
will gladly take a Maserati, but I don't
Right.
have to have one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I just, I kind of, I mean, yeah, like that's yeah, if that makes sense.
No, that's a good one. I was do one that's probably up there with that one. And don't rip my head off. Please, y'all don't come for me for this. This is my opinion. I'm gonna say religion. That's never been, man, I believe this, and this is not one religion. I'm talking about all of them. I think that people pray for things they can do themselves. They ask for blessings that they can bless themselves with. I never stare at the sky for favors. I try to go in my mind, and what would this take? What plan do I need to achieve this? I feel like if you was cooking spaghetti, you would get in your car, drive to the grocery store, get the noodles, get the meat, get the sauce, get the peppers, get garlic bread, bring all that stuff home. You would preheat the oven, you cook the noodle, you would go step by step until you had spaghetti you was eating. I think if more people took that approach in life, they would be way further than relying on any form of spiritual magic. And that's not to say if it make you a better person. Again, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying for me, I never really valued that to the extent that most people did. I believe in the universe. So I believe in God. I believe in loving and like quantum physics type science. And that is about your mind frame and the attitude you hold in your heart while you're going about your day. So that's what I try to go.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, and we may both get dragged for it because I don't disagree with you. And that's never been, and it's, a lot of my family members are very religious. Like
Same here.
I got a few uncles that were pastors.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I wasn't raised that way. It was just I was raised like just to be accepting, have an open mind, question things.
Mm-hmm.
Like just be inquisitive. That type of thing.
That's
So
what my
yeah, and it wasn't, and I don't, dude, I don't diss anybody for whatever they believe in. That's
same
totally
here.
fine. Like you can absolutely believe in whatever you want if it makes you happy, and it helps you sleep at night or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
Great, that's fantastic. I've always went along the lines of you if and like you said, I believe in like a higher power. I do think
Mm-hmm.
there is a higher power. Um, I just think that we're all human. So like if there's a there would be one for like all of
Mm-hmm.
humanity. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't know why you would you know, there's, dude, was there 500 different religions in the world? I mean, so it's difficult to just pinpoint and say, you know what, like this one is the one that, you know, this is, you know, so like I said before, like the actual, the religion itself is fascinating to me. Like I said, the stories, the everything behind it, like 100%. But you know, like I said, I've always just had an open mind, man, and just, you know, try to, and like I teach my son, and like God was told me, like golden rule, man. We said it before, like golden rule.
I was just about to say that. I mean, that is what I picked. I think that other people picked the religion. Again, I'm not knocking it. I picked the golden rule. Man, if you homeless, if you're a lady, if you transgendered, if you Mexican, if you Ethiopian, if you autistic, I could care less. I'm treating you the way that you treat me. That's my heart is the same for everybody, man. It's not that if you don't agree with me or you're not in my group, I have to treat you differently because you don't believe what I believe. I think those things are divisive. And I never seen a person who didn't believe what I thought, that I thought they were stupid. I thought we both have the same probability of being incorrect. So I can never say that the person is stupid. Like I may be wrong with my theory and they might be wrong and the third person might be right. We could all be wrong. We could all be, so you never know. So I just try to give everybody that golden rule, like, man, I'm gonna just treat you good regardless of what you believe.
Look, man, my dad told me when I was younger, when we talked about probably the subject came up in general, and he just said, it always stuck with me. He just said, hey man, he's like, just look at it this way, buddy. He was like, there's a lot of different ways to look at it. There's a lot of ways you can believe. He's like, but one thing that's not going to change is if you're a good person and you treat people well and you're just overall a good human being, that if there is a magical place when this life is done, you're gonna probably end up there. Just by being a good person and doing the things you're supposed to do. And you know, he's like, and just having like, because people, and that's the thing I get, and I mean, not from everyone, but from certain people who don't think like we think, you know, like I've been told, like, you know, well, what kind of moral code do you teach your son? I mean, like, you know, how is he going to grow up without the same moral code that I was taught with? And I mean, it's just, there's no different. Like there's literally no difference. I mean, like I'm teaching him to be a good person.
And some of the best people are people that are not involved in any specific religion. They just concentrate on being good people. And some of the worst people you ever meet are people that are religious. Some of them, the most fake shit you ever, they'll sit in a building and it'd be, man, it is Easter Sunday while we recording this. I'm telling you, millions of people gonna go and sit in a building and be perfect for 4, 5, 6 hours and come home and be a total piece of shit. So the golden rule trumps anything, any book, because it was in the golden rule is inscribed in your heart. When you do good, you feel good. When you do bad, you feel bad. I didn't need a book for that. No. So that's not to knock anybody that got a book. It might help you for clarity. I don't need the clarity. I use my intuition, which is God given to me to make right decisions. And I think we all, per choice we make, we have the cartoon thing. It's a little voice that say, here go the easy thing and here go the right thing. I try to do the right thing most times. And I think the more you pick that right thing, the better you feel in your heart. And the better your life is, the better your friends are, the better your experience is. So I just try to keep it simple, man.
100% agree. And I didn't, and with my son, like I didn't say to him, like, no, you shouldn't. Like, I know a lot of your friends go to church, they're all stupid, you shouldn't listen. Like I never said that either. Like I
leave it open.
Exactly. I present it to him completely. Like, here, this is what it is. If you're interested, we can go. You can go see, you can go check it out and see what it's about if you want to go. And I said, but all I want to do is provide you with all the information about it. So
that's it.
You can make your own decision.
Because he might be Buddhist, and it's nothing wrong with that. He might have picked that after he looked at a few of them. You might pick Buddhism. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, it does. Like I said, I mean, like I just want him to make, you know, he can make his own decision. But you know, for me, as long as he's a good person, he treats people right, and he respects people, no matter who they are, what gender they are, what stage of, like you said, could be the poorest person, it could be the fucking president. I don't care. Treat them all the same with respect, and that's all I care about, man. I mean, I've done my job. If that's how he grows up, and that's the only thing he takes, then I've done my job, you know. And not to steal something, but like one of the going back to Gym Supplement Science. So Mike McElwain is he's the co-owner of Gym Supplement Science with Jim, and like their mantra there is do the right thing, and it's not like what you would think it is. Like for him and for that company, do the right thing is doing all the things you don't want to do. So if you don't want to do the dishes, do the dishes. If you don't want to pick up the laundry, pick up laundry. You don't want to pick up that piece of trash, pick up the piece of trash. Like if you do all those things, you know, I mean, like, and it becomes a habit, and it just becomes like, you know, and it becomes like just bigger than you. Like it becomes a way of life, you know. So it's just easy.
And I'm gonna tell you, and it becomes kind of cool because you're doing it not based off I'm being watched, I'm being judged, and I don't want to get in trouble. You're just doing it because it's the right thing to do. It make you feel good in your heart.
Yeah. Like, I mean, not to toot your own horn, but like, you know, you went out and got Savion's little girl some onesies, little Falcons onesies. It's not because he's on the show or because whatever. It's just because you want to do it, make you feel good.
Just because you had a daughter, and I always, that's a dude, man, a young dude, got a new wife, they got a new apartment, they having a new house. I know like the money got to be tight over there, but the dude was a good dude. The podcast was awesome. His podcast is awesome. I felt positive energy there, so that was nothing. I wanted to have it. So that's, like I say, it's not for anything. It's just the more you do that to somebody, it's free to be outside and to just tell a person that they dress nice. They could be a dude. That don't mean make you gay, just to make somebody feel good. Hey man, shit, you look sharp today, bro. Like, you need to go kill. Or if it's a girl, you can hold the door. You can give somebody a compliment. You can tell somebody anything. They got good tattoos. You just try to always make other people feel better. And that comes back to you. That's an energy thing, but that's it. The more simple you can keep it, the more peaceful life is. The more you complicate it with rules that you got to remember and penalties and punishments, then you start being good from fear. You just want to be good because you're good, because it feels good. That's it.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, you know, your character is revealed when the lights are off. I mean,
that's who it is, when nobody can see, when it's not for promo, when it's not for advertisement, when it's not, that's who you really are, man, the person you are in private. So make sure the person you are in private is just a good, simple person.
Yeah, man. So what do you think? We have 2 more questions, you think?
Yeah, I say, yeah.
All right. So you want to pick one, then I'll do with the last one?
Okay, let me get a good one. All right, I got one for you. Name me. I don't know which one to do, John. I'm still picking. So you got to go first, because I want to, because I'm looking at them. Okay, no, I got a good one. Here's one that I always ask everybody. If we took, we're going to say this. If we took 30 people, the 30 most close people you've ever been friends with in your life, and I'm not talking about now, but over the course of your life, we took the most 30 people that you were cool or close with. Just say we put them all in a room, and we asked them to list off your character traits. What is the one character trait that you would most likely bet that would be on every sheet of paper? That all your friends or your ex-girlfriends, your wife, has interpreted you the same way? What would be most in common on everybody's sheet? One character trait.
All right. It's going to sound kind of obnoxious.
I love it already.
No, I mean, not like obnoxious, but like, you know, like you're blowing your own horn type of thing.
That's what the question is. It could be something negative, but it could be something positive.
Yeah. Oh, he's a dickhead.
You say I'm a drunk, but that would
no. He really enjoys a good time.
Yeah.
Probably loyalty, probably.
Okay.
Good. Because like, I mean, you know, I mean, if you know, I'll do anything for my close friends and my family. Like, you know, like, you know, if you ask me not to say something about a certain subject, that's never said. You know, like I'm never gonna break that. Never gonna break that trust. You know, so you know, you need to you want to move? You help me move. I don't, I hate fucking moving, but I'll go help you move for 4 hours. Like I won't tell you no,
Yeah.
So yeah, probably just, loyal. And I mean, on a funner side, I mean, yeah, I mean, definitely enjoys a good time. Never turns
Yeah.
down never turns down a bourbon. That type of thing. On the funner side of things, yeah.
Yeah. If I have to answer, I would say mine would be you would get everybody to I'm gonna be honest, it would be crazy or silly. And I say crazy, a lot of people will notice, if you know me, then some like, well, this is why I get called crazy, because it's silly. So I'll start with silly. I can find humor in anything. So oftentimes I have to reel that back or dial it in or be disciplined, because a person could be, I've been being told of a tragedy before. Person was really telling me something bad happened to somebody, and my brain will think of a joke, and it takes every muscle in my mouth to keep my mouth from smiling, to laughing at the jokes in my head. I think all I do is play in my car stand-up comedy. So a lot of stand-up comedy, I just play jokes all day long. So I play a lot of it. So that's how my mind kind of thinks sometimes, in jokes. So that's one thing I know a lot of people would say, is that I'm silly. So I like to have a good time, man. And I don't see the need to be serious hardly ever, really ever, about anything. And then I say crazy because, I mean, if you know me, you'll vouch for this, but the one thing I get caught up is I can flip out of being silly in a New York minute, like probably faster than anybody you've ever known. I can get very, 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 very serious with you. So that is probably something that I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but you gotta always remember I'm from the hood. So I don't, certain things when it comes to disrespect, I'm not in for tolerating certain things, even though I'm very silly and carefree and peaceful and all that, loving. That is why I don't tolerate it when it's done to me, because I've given respect, I've given love, I've given admiration, I've given encouragement, I've given positivity. I always came with the love. So that's why certain instances when I feel like I'm getting something that I didn't give, you might see me go up very, very, very quickly. And that's just who I am as a person. But I've actually been working on that, just trying to reel myself in when I get hyped like that. But that's it.
Been working on not be smiling when somebody's telling you somebody.
I mean, yeah, that too. But no, I was saying like it would get crazy too, because I would get the word crazy too, because I snap out of being silly faster than anybody you ever seen. Like I will be playing, but like I was just saying, I got to reiterate this because he did get up, ladies and gentlemen. But like I was just saying to the listeners that it would be silly because I'm always silly, but it'd be crazy because everybody say that I can snap out of being silly very, very quick. Because like I was just saying, you must always remember I'm from the hood. I was trained to be an animal. So there are certain disrespect and shit like that. I just don't do that because I'm nice to everybody. I'm respectful. I've been positive. I've been encouraging, but so I'm not going to tolerate the shit that I didn't give. I have no issue with your size or how many people you came with. I'm not tolerating it. I wasn't raised like that. But I always think I'm fair because I give what I want in return and I give it first. So I come with respect. I gave love. I came peacefully. I was never trying to bully. So, but that's because I hold myself to that top tier of how I treat other people. I got to hold them to the same top tier with how they interact, how they speak to me, anything. I will not tolerate. I'll cause a scene. I'll snap out of being, man, who's it, Gandhi? I'll snap out of this Gandhi and be Tupac faster than anybody you ever seen. But I see no need for that. I'm just trying to get rid of that as I become older because it's a useless skill more and more the older you get. It really is. You got to get rid of that.
You know what though? I mean, like so going on, I guess on mine too, like kind of the same boat. Like if you come at one of my, like somebody comes at you or something like that, then we're gonna have a problem. You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah. And so like, because that'd just be like coming out of my family. You know what I mean? So, and like with Liam, like that, I thought like you said, that's kind of diminishing skill. Well, if you ever have a kid, dude, that skill is going to come right back up. Because you're going to have to, like, you have to, like, I tell him all the time about, like, bullying is the way shit is today, dude. Like, social media and stuff like that. I mean, you got, dude, he's had friends that have had, he's 11. Okay. He's had friends that have had other people text them or whatever because of a disagreement and say, kill yourself. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Like
11, damn.
11. And like, so I can't even relate, because we were like passing notes, and sure as shit didn't say that. You know what I mean?
It was like, she's cute or something, like, it was never crazy. Kill yourself.
Yeah. So so like, I've read, in the process of raising him, like you go through, I told him, like, dude, on defending himself when he has to, but like you said, never, like, you're gonna hold people to the same standard that you expect for yourself. So you don't want to be, if you're ever bullying somebody, I mean, dude, you and I are gonna have like this, like, I mean, hell of a conversation. So he knows, that's nothing that's ever gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, I totally
the reason it looks crazy, and I want to say that I want to speak for everybody in me and John's boat. The reason it looks crazy is, what y'all have to get out of y'all's mind is that a person is kind or a person is evil. We all have both of those inside of us. So when you see a kind person, just say that person who's always loud and kind of boisterous, and they're evil. Well, that person probably don't get picked on because everybody knows what the reaction will be. When you see the sweet or the cool person and they try to get, and somebody pick on them and they snap, it always look crazy to you because you thinking, I never seen this person behave or talk like this, but that person is just being a regular person. So that doesn't mean they bipolar or insane or anything. That person has to, because I'm the nicest person you ever meet until you go fucking around, and then I'm the meanest person you gonna ever meet. And but that's only because of what I came with. I don't see the cause for anyone ever picking on me. And I'm talking about even verbally. I just can't tolerate it. And at Twitter and all that's different, but in person, I won't tolerate it. It'll be a scene. And so, but like I said, you have to treat people the way you want to be treated. And then you can have a right to be like, I'm not tolerating it.
Exactly.
You got to treat them good first.
Yeah, you can't be like,
you can't be an ass. I've seen people do that who try to roast other people, and then when they get roasted back, they want to fight. Well, you came with the energy, or you try to bully somebody, and then you was being aggressive. I mean, come peacefully and come with love and respect. That way, when they do it to you, totally in the right.
Yep.
You totally in the right for whatever you want to do. And by all means, I hope you take it to the furthest extent, but you be totally in the right by treating other people top tier. And then most people would treat you top tier just based off that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%. All right, well, let's finish with two. All right. I'll do one that I did, and I'll do one that you did.
All right.
So how has your ideal Friday night changed from, say, 22-year-old Mike to
I got a good one for you. Okay. So that was Georgia changed my life, because when I was at home in DC, I was a hoodlum. So I'm not being funny. My normal Friday night was going to a club with about 30 dudes and really destroying somebody, whoever was just arguing or beating somebody up or getting in some type of altercation, getting really drunk, trying to take a girl home, and just partying, just on a lot of different substances and pills and all of that. Georgia changed my life because I saw everything I wanted. I got out of that environment. So the reason I moved here was because I wouldn't have any of my friends. I didn't know one person here. That's why I came.
You know what's fucked up is we basically met each other the minute you got here.
We did. So
which is crazy.
So, but the reason I moved here is because I wouldn't know any of my friends. It was the hardest thing I ever did. So I came here without a friend in the world, but that's what I did it for. So I could be my adult self, and I could kind of get rid of some of my habits and I still have gone out and had fun, but it's just different fun. So now as an adult, I may go out and I make sure that where I'm going is safe. And when I go there, I don't go at night, go out at like 11 or midnight. I don't do that anymore. I go out, I might leave out at the 9. I may go somewhere to a lounge or something. We might hang out. I stay for like 2 hours. I don't stay till it closes anymore. I go show my face. I have some fun. If I do drink, it's one drink. I don't, that's my limit now. I'll have one. Then I hang out for a little while and then I come home. So that's my Friday night is, or my Saturday, my weekend is probably something where I'm with my girlfriend or I'm with my friends, but it's not a all night thing. It's not, I'm getting hammered drunk. It's not popping pills. It's not smoking weed. It's not getting in no altercation. It's not trying to have sex with a random girl. I'm officially an adult. I got a boring life. You know what I be thinking? This is how I know I'm old. I be thinking, I want to get home to my dog. All these girls and all these people in here, all this music, but now I more see.
Wonder what Biscuit's doing right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm like, I wonder what Biscuit, probably bored. I should get home. So I'm like an old man. I really don't. I'm a young dude, but I'm an old man in the sense that I don't want to get in no trouble. And the later you are out at night, the chance of trouble or an altercation or violence or robbery, it just start going up. The more the police pulling you over, picking on, everything goes skyrocketing at night. So to be honest, usually I try to be in the house by 10 and just play with my dog, man, or talk to my girlfriend. I have a regular, boring old man life, but I'm gonna tell you, I love it. Like this is because I got to do both. I've gotten all that out the way. The strippers and I've done everything you could name. Oh man, I want to say this. Can I say I can say this on the podcast. I can say this because my girlfriend knows this. I've had sex with a porno star before. I've had sex with twins before. I've had threesomes. Like I really have lived my life to the point that now I don't feel the need to, I don't have that on my chest that I want to sneak and do it, or I want to cheat or just be out. Like I said, I'm in the house with my girlfriend, playing with my dog, or just chilling in the house. That's it. I got an old man life, but I love it. I'm in heaven right now, buddy.
That's great.
Just a peaceful old man. That's it. I'm a hippie old man.
Yeah, well, I mean, not old. I mean, we still.
Yeah, not old, but you know what I mean. I'm talking about like the lifestyle. There are people that still go out and still get. Man, I got so much. All my clothes in my closet, all the good stuff. I never get to wear because I wouldn't go anywhere. I'm not going to dress up to hit Target or Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Dude, I'm in gym clothes 98% of my life.
Yeah, I'm in sweatpants now all the time. It's the most cool thing. So I don't involve my, like every time I did that, I just feel like, man, the chances of trouble in some form or fashion be looking for me. So
hey man, nothing good ever happens after 2 a.m.
Never. So I try to be in by 10 and play with my dog, man.
Yeah. So for me, so a little different. I was my wife and I were married when we were 20 years old.
Goodness gracious.
So like we have one of the few stories that exist that like high school sweethearts that actually work out. We met the end of our freshman year in high school was when we met and we started dating. And dude, I don't know how to explain it other than like you hear people say like when you know, and like it's insane to think that at 15 or 16 that you knew like, okay, this is
right.
who I want to spend my life with. And I didn't think that. I mean, like you think it and you say it, but you're like, you're 15 or 16, so you don't know if that's how it's going to work out. But as months and years went on, like pretty quickly by the time I was a senior, I kind of thought like I can't see my life without this person. Like I couldn't. And luckily she felt the same way. So we actually got engaged our senior year of high school. But we didn't plan on getting married until at least a couple of years of college were out of the way. So, we had different opportunities to go to different schools. We thought, you know what, though, if we're going to get married, we should probably it'd be easier if we went to the same school, a lot easier. We could, maybe schedule our classes around the same time, whatever. So we got married, like I said, after our sophomore year in college. And so what was cool is, so my it's not cool, and it's cool is going to your traits where you laugh at something that's not really fun. So when my grandparents passed, they left me their house. Basically, it was like a brick 1-story brick ranch, paid for, so like, we just we decided to go ahead and just move into there. And which was great because we were 20 years old, and we're like, basically, of our group of friends, we were the only ones that had a house that you could basically come to and party and whatever, and drink or have a good time. So basically every Friday night or Saturday, every weekend for a long time was like everybody was at our house. We had parties. We had the coolest neighbors across the street. They were in a band, and so like they'd come over, and we would have like, just, I mean, dude, we'd be drinks, be smoking, whatever you wanted to do. We would do that every Friday, every Saturday night, and that was, I mean, like, just shit faced. I mean, like, to the point where there was a time that I had Red Bull and vodka that I had it once. I'll never have it again. I mean, like, I blacked out at some point because the Red Bulls got you going so high, and and I apparently tackled somebody through our front door, and like the screen door completely came off. Some dude like bag tagged me or something with a ping pong paddle, and I rock bottomed him through the ping pong.
God damn.
Because when I came down the stairs the next day, man, this shit was destroyed. Like, the whole basement was, I was like, what the fuck happened here? But when the man, it was like, you happened there, you happened the fucking door,
right?
You happened everywhere. I'm like, oh shit. So yeah, we had a black. I mean, like you, different, obviously, but we partied our ass off, man, and we had a blast doing it. And then we moved to Vegas, when we were 25, and we lived in Vegas for 3 years, and with the perks that she had of her job out there. We were going to different clubs, basically, bottle service for free, and having, I mean, dude, just the time of our lives, So yeah, and like you now at age 40, I mean, if we don't have baseball practice on a Friday, we're getting something neat out, getting some dinner, or we're getting some takeout, bringing it home, watching a game if there's a game on, watching a movie, something like that, just hanging out on the back porch, relaxing, probably having some type of drink at the nighttime, whether it be a bourbon or whatever my wife wants to make, watching the shows on Netflix, hanging out. We're still night owls, man. We still have we have a hard time going to bed early. Like, we don't normally see getting in bed before midnight. Like, just never doesn't happen. Like, it's typically midnight, 1:00, sometime, and on weekends maybe even 2 or 3, depending on what we're doing. So I mean, it's just, yeah, but it's definitely changed over. But like you said, man, like, even though we were married, like, we still had a blast, a hell of a time when we were younger. We just had it together, So it was, but that's definitely, like I said, it's definitely changed over the time. So
the fun just changes, but the fun is still it's just as fun. I'm having just as amount of fun as I did when I was young as I do now. It's just different fun.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yep. You got one more for me? Or you got, okay. Johnny Yates, I think, is trying to belch or something.
I was coughing. I was coughing. I had to, I warned you guys. I've been fighting this bullshit. All right, dude. So we'll end on this one. I think it's a good one to end on. Okay. This was your question you thought of. All right. What's the dopest thing about your co-host, buddy?
The dopest thing about, man, I could go on for hours. So I would, okay. The dopest thing about Johnny Yates, I'm gonna be honest, is his two things I gotta go to. I can't just one. So one thing is he's open-minded. There's not really a concept that you can throw at John that John won't hear out. Like, he'll at least hear it out. And I think it creates the show to be better. But I think you have to be a weird person to be my friend, because I'm a weird person, but John is really open-minded. Like, when we talk about conspiracy theories, Will Smith, just all sorts of shit. Like, he'll eat fucking the same shit I eat at This Is It. So he eats soul food. The man, he won't it's just open. So it's more of a, I don't think that you could put John in a box. So let's say, because it wouldn't apply. So you might say, oh, he's like white and he's a man, he's this age, he has a son. That shit don't apply to, like, you couldn't get John out of that. It wouldn't apply, because like you said, he had a wife and was fucking suplexing people in through the front door. So this is not applicable to what you would think if you think these things. So that's what is open-minded. The dude is a human being. So you can't put him in any sort of box. And that's probably the coolest shit. Is I could tell John, I could tell John, you want to go get a Starbucks coffee, and he'll be like, okay. I could also tell John, how about you want to go grab some soul food? He'd be like, okay. How about like some nachos and watch the game and get a fucking beer? John would be cool with any one of those things I just named. You can't pigeonhole him. The dude is open-minded to that. I guarantee if I called John right now and told him I was turning gay or I was Muslim, or it wouldn't affect one. I can say that, honest to God, it would not affect the friendship 1 hour. He wouldn't be any different on the podcast. He wouldn't be short in our text. It wouldn't have any effect. So that's when I say the dude is open-minded. It's not a thing that I could, tell him, or, just ask him that. I think he would be like, oh, hold on, fuck, I don't fuck with that, or I don't want to hear that. And then so that have to be the coolest thing. And number two is when you, my friend, you got to be silly. And John is one of the silliest people I've ever met in my life. We're constantly joking. Like I can joke all day long, and John can joke all fucking day long. So a lot of the shit was just jokes. And so when me and him worked at the same job, a lot of our relationship was just jokes. We was joking with each other, and we would joke all day. And then at the gym, we joke at the gym. And when the Falcons on, we joke. And he gets like, he's a king of memes, so he sent me memes to joke. So just silly, really, really silly. And I enjoy his shit because I'm like a kid for real. Yeah, no matter what, I'm a child. So that's and John is very silly. He's very childlike. He doesn't take this shit too serious. He doesn't take him, like me and John, we own small businesses. You'll meet people like that, or who's around our age that just take it like, I gotta be this now because I'm this age and I work here and I'm grown and I got children. And John is a child like I'm a child, even though we grown men. But John like to have fun like I like to have fun. And again, there's nothing you could ask him to do anything. You want to go see football, cool, he would go. You want to go to a college game, he would go. There's not really a thing that you want to go to concert, he would go. Like, there's not anything that you would throw at him where he'll just tell you like, I don't eat that. I wouldn't do that. John is open to at least try it, but that's the coolest thing because he's put like this, and this, I hate to say this, no offense to nobody else. Okay, this probably shouldn't say it, but who cares? He's not a regular white man. That's because he's not. He is not pigeonholed into one culture. He's not pigeonholed into one culture. The way he doesn't dress one way, he doesn't eat one way, he doesn't think one way, he doesn't talk one way. Everything is per the situation and it's completely open. That shit is priceless for any person in your life.
Dude, I don't think I ever told. I do not mean to interrupt you because I'm going to use everything you're saying. Like when somebody meets me, I'm just gonna play this for them so they can.
No, I'm telling you, dog,
getting emotional here.
And it's true. I know it's so true. And I'm gonna be honest, when you meet his wife, she's very similar. So that's the fucking coolest part.
I was just about to get to this. So we used to, I don't know if I ever told you this, but so Amanda used to work with a friend of ours that we worked together with, and I will tell you this after the show, but the name of this person. But anyway, it's a small world, right? So she worked with this person's best friend that we worked with, and like on a daily basis, but she didn't know. She knew Amanda was married, but the whole time, like she told her friends, she was like, because she knew where she worked, right? So she made this assumption. She's like, she thought the entire time I was black.
See,
and she said, I think her exact words to her was like, he's got to be black because he's like, she's too cool to be married to a white.
Yeah. So I say that at the start of the show, like I use her as the standard. I use her as the standard because she's not a normal girl. She's not a normal girl. Like when you look at girls, you think of like annoying. I'm sorry for anybody listening. You think of a kind of annoying, you talk too much, you nag. She's almost like if you could marry your male best friend who was a pretty girl, if that makes any sense to you all. Like, but she's like John, and in the same sense, just as open as John is, just as cool, just as you could take Amanda anywhere. Like she's not like, especially girls, they would not, certain places, I don't eat that, I don't want, she would, I mean, she's just a cool, she's the female John. It's just turn John way prettier, way prettier,
a hell of a lot prettier,
way prettier, but the female John. So that, and the funniest shit of all time that I hope you guys get to see one day is, so you have John and you got his wife. So they're a lot similar. All right. But they have distinct character traits that are different. The coolest shit ever is the kid is the mix, the blend of John and his wife. So the kid is like the Messiah, the prodigal son, the perfect person, and he really is. I got to know the kid. The kid is an amazing person. So those two people created, it is, you can see in not only looks, but in character, the both of the traits in they're in the kid. So it's active, but that's the coolest thing about my host and his family is I say this, I gotta say it. A lot of white people, to me, aren't racist in terms of, well, I'm not gonna hurt you. I wouldn't say that, or I wouldn't call you that name, or I know that it's wrong. But sometimes you feel like they have to concentrate to, okay, this is how I should conduct myself. I never felt that way with John and his family. It always came off like, no, I really don't care. Or I didn't notice. Like, I really don't even care enough to notice. That was all, his dad, that was the first thing that I noticed about his dad, was like, he didn't seem to notice. So it was like a regular person, and just to get treated like a regular person from certain people, you always like, okay. And then when you see that they're really open-minded in everything, I've taken John, I tell you, this shit is no joke. We ate soul food 4 days a week for damn near a year or for months. We ate, just go eat the shit. Like, I say shit like, John, you want some collard greens and some turkey legs and some mac and cheese? And John like, hell yeah. And then like the day after that, he's, man, you want to go get that shit again? I'm like, hell yeah. So then the day after that, it's just awesome, man. So that, I believe, is the coolest trait of my cause.
Thank you, buddy. Man, thank you, dude. Like I said, that got me emotional there just listening to it.
No, it's true, man.
But it's funny. I mean, like like our boss, who was cool as hell, by the way, back at that spot. Like, I don't know that he'd ever been around like a white dude. I guess, I don't know, similar to me, because he told me, he was like, dude, he's like, I didn't expect like the level of comfort to, like, that's why he hired me. I think because, like, not just because I was qualified, but I mean, like, I knew going into the situation that I'd probably be like, and there's no exaggeration, I was one of three white people, right?
He was one
of three white people at this place. And but I mean, obviously, I knew that, but I didn't care. I don't care. Like, I never have. So like, but he was floored by how comfortable I was, I guess, just around everyone or with everyone or whatever. because he said it, he said like on multiple occasions, like, I don't know, he's just so weird. I was like, but it's not like you said before, not like me trying to be a certain way. I wasn't. I just it's who I am. But I mean, like, it was just different. But yeah, it was funny.
But I think that was what made it everybody love you at the job, because had you been doing anything, here's what I believe. When you're acting outside of yourself, people can feel it.
Oh yeah.
So I think they know it, they can smell it, they can feel, were you trying to be cool? Were you trying to be tough? Were you trying to be this? Whenever people smell that on you, they usually run for the door. I think it was always like, I'm just a normal dude. It's not about being black or white. I'm just a normal man. And John acted like a normal man, and everybody loved him for just acting like a normal man. So that's, to me, it was always important, because it's never just, like I said, I've been around him and his family. I never felt uncomfortable one time. I've never, not one time, not one occasion. And I didn't ever feel like he was doing the black friend thing, not one time. I didn't never feel like he was acting like I didn't feel like he was acting a way in public that he didn't treat me in private. I always felt good about it. So but the main thing is just, there's no box that you can put John in. And I think that is the greatest part about him, that John could do anything. And his wife, I always said this to myself, if John's wife was single, she would be like a CEO. Like if she didn't have family, if she wasn't married with family, if she was just like a girl that just say she didn't want kids and she hated men, she would be like a multi-million. I have no doubt in my mind, because that's who she is. So she could do anything. So I look at John like he can do anything, her like she can do anything, and the kid will be able to do anything, I guarantee you, just based off the people they are.
Much appreciated, buddy.
Well, love it.
Yeah.
Sentimental out of your Falcon.
That's what I did.
But it's a good question.
Yeah, man. So, all right. So for Mike, let's see. For Mike, man, it's got to be, and like, it kind of goes off what he was saying. Like I've never, I've never seen, and people say it, but they don't really mean it, or they say it because it sounds cool or it sounds the right thing to say. I've never seen color. I've literally never seen color. Like I never have. If you're cool to me, you could be fucking green. I don't care. If you're a cool person, like we're gonna hang out. I don't care. People could be like that green person. Like I don't care. And that's my boy. He's green. That's cool.
I draw the line at green. If you green, I'm getting the fuck away from a second. No, I get what you're saying.
That's funny. But no, anyway. So like when Mike and I met and we started, like obviously, he was cool. He was funny. We both were Falcons fans. So we found that out pretty early on. But it was like Mike said, like we worked in cubicles, and we were a diagonal cubicle away from each other, and we worked all fucking day, 8 hour, 9 hour shifts. And so like for us to survive those, we had to make each other laugh. And we had two other cubicle mates that we would, and they would be crying, laughing all day because of us, and it's like, if you weren't there, I couldn't have done that job.
Same here. I
couldn't have done that job for as long as I did it for, which is only a year, but regardless, I couldn't have done it that long.
John quit, and I quit like 2 months after John quit. That's true story.
Yeah, true story. He literally called me on his way from leaving the job saying, hey, I quit. You got to hook me up with what you're doing. And I said, you got it.
Yep.
So anyway, so that being said, so Mike's energy, Mike's positivity, and like, again, I hate to be the same, but like your open-mindedness, literally, because you said yourself, you came from like a hood, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you didn't have a ton of white friends, right?
No, none.
Okay.
Except for high school. That's the first time I saw a person that was white. I was 14 years old. High school was the first time I even saw him in person. True story. So,
for you to even be like, I mean, honestly, for you to even give me a chance to like even to become a friend, and like, because I think, like, you told me early on, like, I don't know if it was your brother or somebody was like a little like, yeah, you sure about this white dude? Like,
I was raised to not trust white, to not, to have an evil thing toward white people. Honestly.
Right. So, I mean, for you to give me an opportunity to be a friend was like, now I know, was like, or I knew that afterwards, but was like, shit, that's awesome, But not only that, but like, to want to like not just like get surfacely as a work kind of friend, but like, you know, get a little deeper and like, you know, like find out about your life and, you know, your past and your family and whatever, you know. So but just like I knew, like I said, like I look forward to going to work because of Mike, because I knew we were going to have a good time. Like anytime we would get together, whether it be outside of work, at work, we were going to have a good time, period. And I don't give a shit what the situation is. We have a good time at a funeral. As shitty as that sound, we would have a good time at a funeral.
Yep.
And I mean, we'd be respectful when we had to be respectful, but then we'd have a good time. But you know, just like I said, just the overall positivity, the energy the dude brings to the show, to my life, to my like I said, my kid loves him like he's fucking like blood. Like I'll tell y'all a funny story. Like when Liam was younger, he asked me, he said he never, like the color thing was never even like, he didn't think about it. He asked me, he said, he goes, "Hey, is Uncle Mike really my uncle?" And I was like, "What do you mean, buddy?" He was like, "Is he like, you know, like really your brother?" And I was like, "Well, no, but he's not literally my brother." And he said, "Oh, I didn't think so because I thought y'all were the same age." Not the fact that he's a different color.
Right.
Just the fact that he thought we were the same age.
Yeah.
So like that goes to show you right there, like children are taught when, you know, they're brought up one way or the other.
Never even noticed it.
So he and then like I didn't correct him. I just said, yeah, you're right, buddy. Yeah, it would be kind of weird, you know, unless we were twins, and we're clearly not twins, you know,
right?
Kind of like, haha, you know. And he never thought about it. And then so like as he gets older, he was like, so you mean like, so Mike, y'all just met and became real close? I was like, yeah. So we met, and like he, you know, we just refer to each other as each other's brothers because we got that close. I was like, that's why. So I was like, it was just easier for me when you were little to say, hey, that's Uncle Mike, because that just made sense, you know. So like, so Liam has thought, like I said, he thinks the freaking world, like he wants to, like, he's not feeling good today, but like when we do these shows, he'll pop in here just to say, hey, like he wants to talk to Mike, like he like Mike's came to his baseball game before, you know, like, so like it makes him like just so happy, you know, to see. But yeah, man, just and the fact too that I can literally go to Mike, like, and I can tell him anything. Like the same way, like if I've got a problem, or if I had like, there's some friends you have, you know, you really can't say everything to, you know, like, I mean, like, you know, like if you're having problems, like whatever the case may be, like if I know I could call Mike any time of the day and he would listen, you know, like he would just be there to listen, and I literally have no qualms about telling him anything. So like I can't say that about very many people in my life, man, to be honest. So I mean, like, that's, you know, so just the positivity, knowing the fact that, you know, that the energy is going to be there no matter what the situation is, like, yeah, that's probably the couple of dopest thing about you, for sure.
I appreciate it, buddy. Out of your Falcon mind. I think I shed a tear.
How about it?
I love it, man. Hey, so y'all got to know us on a real deep level. I thought this was cool. Still would like to do underrated, overrated. You still want to do it?
Let's do it. We got time.
Let's do it. We got time to do it. Y'all bear with us for underrated, overrated. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off since it's a special show. I'm gonna do it like this. Underrated. So this is one of our listeners. Okay. I hope he's listening to this. If not, John will tag him somehow. Okay. I'm gonna do underrated. Okay. The fiance of our listener's name is Cole Barkley. Okay. Mr. Cole Barkley, your fiance is underrated. I'm going to tell you. She bought this man a signed Matt Ryan authentic jersey. Okay. He held it up on Twitter. I don't know your wife. Okay, but let me tell you something. You marry her, you marry her immediately. She bought this man, again, a signed, authentic Matt Ryan Atlanta Falcons jersey. She dropped a bag on that. I've tried to get me one when I was Matt Ryan stuff. I have so much stuff that he got, which I didn't even know, but most of it is signed, which the price skyrockets. If you didn't do what Troy did and you didn't get it signed yourself, those cost like hundreds of dollars. And Cole Barkley, your fiance, is one of the GOATs. You marry that girl, you marry her. But I had to give her a shout out. Cole Barkley's fiance, the underrated. And the rest of y'all, tell your fiance to go on that page and look at it. Okay. What I thought was overrated, good one I always wanted to do, and I finally thought of it. I gotta go on a bit of a rant here for this. Completely overrated. Filming good deeds. We don't need you to do that. I'm gonna tell you something. I do things all the time that I do for personal reasons for homeless people. All right. You can see that when you get out the car to give them anything. Just say you walk up. I have like a gallon of water and like some granola bars in my hand. This is just extra stuff that I got from the grocery store. So when I saw a homeless person who didn't look like he was going to stab me 37 times if I approached, I could walk over there and I could give him a little bit of something off my groceries, just so per time I go to the grocery store, I'll get a whole thing and just hand it out. If I have like $5 bill, like cash, or so, I'll find a cool person and hand it to him. I have a whole thing of change, I'll hand it to him. I'll do whatever. But you can see that when you get out and when you hand them whatever you handing them, and you say something like, man, I just wanted to get this to you, man. Man, you straight? Like they stare at you like and be like, oh yeah, I'm straight, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. You can see it change the heart and mind of the person, like, damn, this person really didn't want anything from me. Because they are cynical at this point to think, well, maybe man, those people don't know if you wanted to have sex with them, you wanted to touch them, if you trying to be a weirdo in some fashion, if you wanted to tape it for your YouTube. So you look
got the selfie stick with the camera.
Yeah, with the selfie stick, we're doing it. And I'm gonna tell you thing. Just say you fell on hard times and you was homeless, you was at your dirtiest point in your dress and your facial hair and your hair or whatever. Would you want a person to film you or to take a picture of it? You wouldn't want that. You would want genuine help from the heart. When you go help somebody genuine, if I call John and I say, man, I'm really in a bind, I really need $300, man, I don't know how I'm gonna pay you back. I'm just say, if John gives it to me and just say, all right, man, pay me back when you can or whatever, I'll view that drastically different than if John gave it to me and then he goes on Twitter and say, man, I just had to give him $300, man, because I'm a great brother and a great friend. I would be viewing it like, is that why you gave me that? Was that part of the reason, is you get to look like such an amazing person? When you passing out water to homeless people or food to homeless people, why the fuck are you carrying a selfie stick? Why are you recording this? That makes you look like a douchebag even when you're doing something good. It makes you look like you doing it so that some people that you don't know could say, man, you such a great person. Oh, you, the person you are. Now, if you work for a person or an organization and they got an actual camera following you, by all means. But for a lot of y'all do things for, you want to look like a good person rather than be a good person. Man, you change people's lives when you a good person in private, because they always feel like that shit still exists. I've done so much for people that you could tell, and even girls, I could tell at times be like, is he trying to have sex with me, or is he trying to, what is the angle here? That's how people think when you do good stuff. Hold on. Now, what's the angle? When you have no angle, it changes their heart permanently in the way of good. It gradually but short, the more, damn, it's just good people out in the world just doing good shit just because. It ain't no cameras, ain't nobody even gonna know what you did it. Do that from your heart, y'all, and don't feel the need to tape or post or do anything for the likes of social media or so that people can call you a good person. You really change people's heart when you do stuff in private and you never bring it up. You don't speak of it. That is going to change the world gradually, because people say, damn, the person had no angle. They just really did that from love. don't feel the need to film everything to get props for things you do, man. That's kind of corny. I always thought that. That's overrated. And don't give them people props. If somebody got a selfie stick, do not just like it and, oh, you a good person. That person, they do deserve credit. They did something good, but I think they did it something good for themselves because you wanted compliments and you wanted praise. You did something good for yourself. I'm saying, go do something. All you got, man, you just could spend $5 more at the grocery store and just go get a whatever, some ravioli in the can. Right? And when you driving in Atlanta, you driving in Georgia, you see somebody who don't look crazy, who look kind of cool, who you get the energy from, you just hand it out the window. It could be a cold bottle of water, but no need to film it. Just it make you feel good in your heart that now this person is hot as shit today, but they get a cold drink because I did it. This person's stomach was probably growling. I just handed them a whole box of something so they can spread that out over the course of the week. And maybe their stomach won't be growling because of you. That's the dopest shit ever. That's all you need, that you know. No need for everybody to know. And you don't have to tell people. You don't have to get on your phone and say, man, I just gave a homeless dude. Try to sit with some of your good deeds sometimes and just internalize them. And you just feel good that you did it. I'm telling you, feel way better than taping shit for props for other people. That's it.
Man, that's a good one.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
Yeah, no, that's, I don't know, I do too. That's a really good one. And that's, I mean, that reminds me because they when the combine, that some random dude filmed Malik Willis giving a homeless guy like some clothing and stuff. Like he didn't do it. Like he was just doing it at a restaurant, and they caught him like just giving him like shit out of his suitcase. I was like, that's really damn cool because he knew that there was like nobody there filming him at the moment. Like he was just doing it to be a good person.
That's a really, but see, when you get caught doing it or it come out that you're doing it, you look like a way better person.
Absolutely.
Than you holding a stick or you posing with a homeless man.
Yeah.
He don't want to take a picture, man.
Yeah.
So come on. Be a little more mindful of that.
All right, so my two are not near as deep, but they are still they're two underrated, by the way, for this week. So my first underrated is pan egg toast.
I don't even know what that is. I have no idea what you just said.
Nobody should know what that is, really. But if you YouTube how to make just pan egg toast, the shit's amazing. When I first saw it, I was like, this can't be good. But it was basically couple of eggs, you put the toast in there with the bread in there with the eggs, right? And then it's hard to explain. We'll just have to watch it and see how you make it. But and then you put cheese and strawberry jelly, which is, you would think is the odd kind of combination there. Yeah, but dude, when there's like a 2-minute video on YouTube on how to make it, and I'm not even sure how I came across it. It was a few years ago, but Amanda just happened to want it yesterday. She was like, hey, you haven't made that in a while. So I made it. Dude, it's so damn good.
I gotta try that.
It is
pan egg toast.
Yes, underrated, man. Fantastic fucking breakfast. I mean, just ridiculous. So anyway, and my next underrated is Trae Young, and I say that because I'm a huge Hawks fan, but Trae, even though he's starting to get the props now across the league, that I think because you can't ignore what he does on a nightly basis now. But if you watch that Cleveland game, or you heard about it, I mean, dude, he single-handedly won us that game in the second half. He was responsible for more points in the second half than Cleveland's team scored.
Oh shit, yeah.
Between assists and him scoring himself, he contributed to more points than the entire Cleveland team scored. Now today he had a pretty shit game, but so did the entire other, because I think we started recording this about around the third quarter, and it was not looking good. Like the whole team has looked terrible. But I'll give him a pass since they just had to, come back against Cleveland, and Miami's been chilling for a week, waiting on somebody to play. And Miami's damn good, so that might be an issue anyway. But I think Trae's always going to be compared to Luka Doncic because that's when he was, that was the trade that was like, oh man. And I remember going on early on, people saying, man, we got hosed in that trade. Luka's a generational player. And Trae's never going to live up to it. But I kept following Trae. I followed Trae from day one. And it was just like, it just drove him to be like, it just pissed him off. And like, he's like, I'm going to fucking show y'all, like he just worked harder and he worked hard and he worked hard. And all the dude does, man, is show up in big games. You want to chant, fuck Trae Young? Go ahead. He's going to drop 50 on you and then wave at you when the game's over. Because every team has done that. Yeah, they end up in a bad situation. the dude's just, I mean, the way he facilitates the ball, the way he, I mean, this is just his ability to score, his quickness. I mean, dude, if we can get somebody with him, like another legitimate superstar with him,
Yeah, it'll be something to see,
man, because we have a pretty good team, but we've got some good role players and stuff like that. We don't have a true legit, like, whether it be, like a, not LeBron now, but like, if you had like him and a LeBron, or him and, name some, any other player that's, shit, Jimmy Butler, for instance, like who we're playing against, if you put those two guys, two legitimate stars on the team, I mean,
Right.
it might be pretty damn sickening, because like what he does now, he's carrying the team now on his own for the most part. And then he'll get Bogey will have the occasional night where he just shows out. Same thing with Herter. I think Okongwu is going to turn out to be a fantastic pick. He looks awesome. But I mean, you never know what you're gonna get from Hunter. So, we've got a lot of good players. We don't have that second guy. I mean, I think the way he's playing, you would think that other guys are going to want to come play with him. Like, to me, it makes sense. Like you'd want to see like other big guys want to come play with him. But I just think that overall, as around the nation and around the league, he's not has been as respected as he probably should be, because that dude is just he's incredibly fun to watch. So yeah.
Man, I saw him play live against the Cavs one time, and he went on. He scored at will. He looked small, but he just was scoring at will. It was nobody that could stop him.
Yeah, it's okay. So, 6'1", man, 6'1", and then just, like I said, quick, can shoot. Don't matter where, he can shoot anywhere on the damn court.
Yeah,
can cross you over, too. Make you look stupid. Yep. I mean, it's I mean, he's a special guy, man. So I don't think for a second that we lost that trade.
Yeah,
I love having him here. I mean, but
Trey Young, love you, Trey. But hey, I do have to add in one more underrated, and we can end the show on this. This is just my personal opinion. I'm not saying I do it or any guy should ever do it, but this is underrated to me, is twerking. Jesus Christ. I mean, Jesus, I mean, I could, how you get, man, it's just amazing. I said like strippers, man, just twerking. So twerking is something that I think God gave us for humanity. You know what I'm saying? So bless his heart on Easter. On Easter. I love it, man. That is my jam right there. I love it. So that got to be underrated.
That's a hell of a dude. That just sums up our show. I mean,
that does, man. I thought it was a great show, man. And we got to end by saying thank you again to everybody for the questions, but for the support, man. Y'all got to know us on a deeper scale today. It was kind of a long show, but I think it was supposed to be, because it was getting to know the host. So
yeah.
I love y'all, man. And just every review, all the funny shit that y'all do on Twitter, everything y'all post, all the interactions, man, just all the emails and the 5-star likes, just appreciate it, man.
That's right. I mean, y'all can and like Mike said, I mean, you can email us at atlfalconfancast@gmail.com. You can follow us, like I said earlier in the show, on Twitter, how do your effing mind, and just keep, tell a friend, man. That's the best thing. The best thing for us is that just the more people that know about us, the better, that they can give us a listen. We'll keep growing, and getting the listenership. That's why we're doing this show, because we got over the last few months, we gained a lot more listeners, we gained more followers on Twitter. So, that'll be fun just to say, I'll have a little get to know you show right here before the draft. Our next show will probably, if we might do one next week, I think we'll probably just wait till after the draft.
To wait after the draft.
So, because I mean, we'll have a lot more to talk about, and like I said, I'm just kind of we're Mike and I both are just kind of over the speculation game now, when we've talked about it as much as we can talk about it. So so our next show will be after the draft, and we'll have a good one. When we get Troy back on for that, talk about the draft, and then we can start really kind of honing in on the off season and looking at what we're going to look like. We can we'll have some guests back on again. So we'll just have some more fun. But yeah, like Mike said, we can't say thank you enough just for making this little experiment we tried out starting in October of last year to make it.
That's actually, all it was.
It was make it actually fun and make us want to keep doing it. So we're not going anywhere. We're going to keep on going. If stuff keeps growing, there's no reason for us to stop. We're having a blast doing it. So it'll be we'll be around.
Keep rocking with us, keep listening, and I love y'all for growing with us as we have messed this up a lot of times. We grew The first ones was kind of rough, but I thought we improved every go around. So we just thank y'all for all the input, the comments, the likes, the retweets. I love the retweets. I don't know why that means so much to me. I don't know what it is about a retweet
Well, it's just
that
somebody
means.
I'm just saying, like, that helps. But dude, how much does that help? I mean, like,
Yeah, because it does help
all of their followers.
Well, you know what? It's probably that because you put it. It's like something you like, but you just you try to get everyone to like it too. That means something different to me. So I love the retweets and the 5-star reviews. Y'all, again, I would say that I'm gonna start adding that instead of just 5-star review. If you're on Twitter, retweet us whenever we post the show.
Absolutely. And then on like Mike said, the 5 stars on iTunes and Spotify, go on there and just Spotify, it's easy, just click on 5 stars. And the same thing with iTunes. And if you want to write us something like we've done with the other ones, we'll read about on the show and shout you out, because that's the least we can do for you guys taking a little bit of time to do that. So So anyway, guys, we hope you really enjoyed this 2-hour plus program of getting to know Mike and I a little bit more, with some weird shit and some cool stuff. And so hopefully you'll be able to relate a little bit more with us. And but like I said, we'll enjoy the next 11 days, Falcons fans. Hope y'all we all say some positive thoughts toward the Falcons brass, so they can make some very wise decisions.
Devin Lloyd. That's what we want. Devin Lloyd.
Sounds like God just said something.
Yeah, it is Easter. He has risen. You know what I mean? Devin Lloyd.
Oh God, no, Devin Lloyd.
But I love you guys, man. Yeah. Just keep rocking with us. And like I said, it was a lot of fun to have you guys get to know us a bit past just talking Atlanta Falcons. So it was all good. And one more time, got to go up for Maddie. Look at that, y'all. That's classic art. That's Matt Ryan. Right, awesome, man, with the city of Atlanta behind him with the ball on fire. Y'all got to go on YouTube and check that out. That's awesome. Yeah, I did post it on Instagram.
Yes, so that's right. That's right. Out of your Falcon mind on Instagram. Yep.
Out of your Falcon mind. We out of our Falcon mind.
That's right. And remember, gym supplements, gymsups.com. Just use my name, John, JOHN. You'll get 15% off. You want some good taste and protein, or a pre-workout or a post-workout. They got a bunch of products. So just look, they got clothing too. They got some kick-ass apparel. So check it out.
And the summer's coming. Don't be that guy in the pool with a t-shirt. I hate it. I hate it for you. I always feel bad. Don't be that guy in the pool with a t-shirt. I don't like it for you. John just gave you the website. Just ask John how you bulk up, how you slim down, or whatever you need to do.
That's right. Yeah, just hit me up on. You, I don't even care if you message the Out of Your Falcon Mind Twitter. That's fine. You can do that. Or you can do my personal Twitter at JBH311. So either way is fine.
Y'all really take use of that. Y'all tripping, because summer coming. It's gonna come if you in shape or if you got a big belly, but it's coming.
That's right. So guys, we were going to catch you when we have a lot of new draft picks to talk about. So you guys have.
I can't wait. And right. In the meantime, y'all got a long show to break up and listen to however you see fit over the course of the next 10 days.
Yeah, 10 days. We'll listen to a couple hours. Think you can probably pull that off. So
yeah.
So be a good person.
We always do right. Yeah, we got personal. We answered some questions. We got weird. We talked about twerking, strippers, porn stars. Where else can you get this variety but out of your Falcon mind?
That's right. So yeah, be a good, like as we say, the golden rule: be a good person, listen to our show, and tell somebody else, and something good will happen to you. Without a doubt.
Pay it forward.
That's right. Without a doubt. All right,
boys. You guys. Thank you.
That's right. We'll catch y'all after the draft. Let's go Falcons. Let's draft a lot of damn good players. Let's not miss on one of them. How about that?
Out of your Falcon mind.
Peace.